conversation. Yeah, this conversation's over. Boop.
And on that note, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sons of Serizawa podcast.
The science
and this
sound.
Week, and this week we have a very interesting series of circumstances. So first things first, you can hear my dad screaming in the background. So that's something.
It adds atmosphere.
It adds atmosphere to the reality of our recording situation.
He's our studio audience.
My dad is our studio audience, so clearly he's not happy with our performance right now, so we must up... That too is reflective on our performance. I don't know if you guys heard that.
So you're not enjoying this very much at all.
So guys, that means we got up the ante. Hello everyone, I'm Zazubaar, and this is the third episode of the Sons of Serizawa podcast, and they've already spoken, but I'll introduce them anyway. Joining me on this week's edition, I have, just like last time, Mr. Dylan McCandless.
Hi.
And Mr. Andres Perez.
Hello, people of the internet.
So, we're missing two people today, and the reasons why may surprise you. So once again, David's not here.
Shocker.
This time, he's definitely not coming back because he's got to get. I think he's already going to bed based on what he said in the text message. I'm trying to work out with him when would be a good day for him to record when he doesn't have to, come in late or not show up at all. So we're working on that. We're gonna fix it. And then of course Adam's not here. Adam let me know in advance though, unlike some other people. Adam is doing his last night of work for the summer, so obviously he's got a good excuse not to be here, though he told me there's a chance he might show up late, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah. So now Dylan is under BRB. So
looks like
that's. And now he's back just when I address it. This episode is interesting. This is gonna be an interesting episode.
We're a very professional series.
It's been a good week for technical difficulties, folks.
I know, it's been one hell of a week in terms of tech problems. But anyway, so yeah, Adam and David aren't here. Adam might show up late. David's not showing up at all. So, in other words, what else is new? Not much. Anyway, so gentlemen, how are your guys' 2 weeks since the last time we recorded?
David, would you like to go first?
He's not here.
Sorry.
David's not here.
I meant to say Dylan, but you can I guess you can take that part out.
Nah, it's okay. I'm gonna leave it in. I'm gonna leave it in for comedic effect. just to shame you, so you never do it again.
God damn it!
First thing you got to learn about these chats, kid. Nothing is taken out in post.
See, I don't even trim the ends anymore. I just dump it into Movie Studio Platinum.
Yeah.
I put the logo in. I put the intro on. I put the logo in, and I render it.
I always take out all of my mistakes.
Fair enough, but this.
I do.
See,
as
you've seen, this is a very unprofessional podcast.
I take out all of my mistakes when I do something like Alone, but if I'm just like in one of these things, nah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like. See, usually if it's something catastrophic where it cripples the video, like if there's 5 minutes with just dead silence, that I'm taking out.
Mm-hmm.
I also we had that last week when Adam was doing that annoying going in the corner thing.
Yeah.
I took because there was this one moment where no one was talking, so I cut it out. But otherwise, I usually leave everything in just because even at our most rambly and uninteresting, we're still kind of funny. So
I thought that whole thing was a lot less awkward when I listened back to it.
Yeah, I cut out a lot of silences. I did a little bit of editing on that part.
All right.
But actually, boys, we got a lot to cover tonight, which is interesting because we got no one here, so whatever. But I got my two boys. I got my boy Dylan and I got my boy Andres. So I think we'll push through.
Okay, so to go off from to start where I left off, Dylan, how would you like to go first?
Well, I mean, I think everybody knows how my week has been.
No, but you know what? For the sake of the people who only listen to the podcast, Dylan, tell them what happened.
Okay, so for the past week, I've been posting these videos that me and Bill did, where we reviewed all the DBZ movies. You should go check them out.
I believe we announced this on the last podcast. I think
we did.
Because I remember we came up. Well, you came up with the concepts and pitched it to me at the last live show, which was before the second episode. So.
Yes, that sounds about right.
So I think I think we had announced it, but so it's been going on, but yeah. So Dylan, continue.
Okay, so I posted the first 4 episodes, everything went fine, but then ran into some copyright trouble with YouTube, and to make a long story short, the rest of it is now going to be going up on Bill's channel.
Right, and actually, as we record this, the 5th episode is uploading. So by the time you hear this, it's been uploaded already, and along with episodes 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. How many episodes did we do?
7.
So if I'm uploading episode 5 now,
mm-hmm.
and episode 6, I guess that does make sense.
Yeah, you guys only did 4 previously.
Right. Okay, I guess that does make sense. Episodes. So if we were caught up, tomorrow would be the last day of it.
That was the plan. Yes.
Okay, and it's gonna be because I might as well just post them all. Because I'm probably gonna have to wait until tomorrow morning to post episode 7. So anyway. So that's what's going on. It's been hell. Fuck YouTube. But I mean, here's the thing I don't get about it. I don't see any problem with getting the video. If the video goes against someone's copyright infringement, fine. I don't give a fuck. Let me know it's doing that. Let me know it can't be viewed publicly, and I'll fucking take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really
you don't
should
have
do that.
to. Yeah, and even then. And I've spoken out against all this copyright bullshit before. Mm-hmm. Here's my beef with it. Now, something else has happened. You see, when it used to happen to me when my videos would be taken down for copyright infringement, I would get a copyright strike and my ability to post unlimited videos would be taken away from me. But I could fix this by deleting the infringing video. So that would fix the problem, which I think is fair. If the video is not public anymore, I don't think you should be penalized for it.
Yeah, now, even if you do that, which you're going to have to anyway, you have to wait 6 months to get your privileges back. You're basically on copyright probation.
It's essentially the same thing as having your driver's license suspended.
I feel like there really should be some sort of system where if your video has been on YouTube for like, let's say, several months to half a year, I feel like that should automatically make your video free from any copyright claims. Don't you think?
You know what? Well, here's the thing with that. I agree with you because it's like if they don't catch it in like a month, I don't think there should be a problem.
Right. I mean, obviously,
this was something that I posted like months ago, and it just sort of came out of the blue. And here's the thing: the metaphor you made about it being kind of like getting your driver's license suspended is especially apt because now they also make you watch this crummy little video and go through a system which is known as copyright school.
Right. Basically, all it is telling you what you are. If you infringe upon copyright, you probably know why. See, most people who do it know they're doing it.
And apparently this is something that's been around longer than I realized because Adam said he had to go through copyright school when all that stuff went down with Lake of Death last year.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to him last night, and he said that he had to go through that. So it's been around longer than we realize.
Speak of the devil, guess who just popped on Skype?
David?
No.
No, Adam.
I'm just kidding.
We did not speak of David. You see, the way this whole speak of the devil thing works.
Anyway, so Adam might be joining us in a bit, and we'll see how quickly he responds to my text. But I agree with you. It's like it should kind of be like Monopoly, where if the person doesn't catch you landing on their property by the time the next turn goes around, you don't have to pay the rent fee.
Well, as long as we're comparing this to a board game, I would say that actual copyright law is probably a lot like Monopoly. But the thing about YouTube is they don't really have to go by actual copyright law. They're more like Monopoly when people are using house rules, to where it's basically just whatever they say, you know?
See, I've never played that version of Monopoly. Because usually, if someone tried to change the rules that's on the box, I would say go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Well, there's this. Some people have house rules. Like, they're like, well, around here we play it like this. And I'm like, but that's not Monopoly.
No. There's a universal code for Monopoly, just like there is a universal law. There are rules for war, too.
Yes. See,
right now
now you shouldn't go against the official rules of Monopoly. That's just blasphemy.
Yeah, and the same thing is with YouTube. YouTube is the biggest house rules, fucking thing in the fucking world. We're adding Adam to the call, by the way. He will be here in a couple seconds. It's the biggest house rule thing in the world because they don't address they don't address U.S. copyright laws. So
okay. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey,
Adam is here.
Hi, I'm covered in sweat. I'm going to take a shower at around 2 o'clock this morning. I'm covered in sweat, and I'm losing my voice. Hey, guys, what's up? What are you talking about?
Dude, Adam, first of all, I just want to say I know exactly how you feel. It's been extremely hot this whole week. I mean, right now I have 2 fans going on that are turned on right now. It is that hot.
Well, no, today was the final day because where I work, it's a summer place. It's a summer live theater, and where we were working, today was their last performance, and me helping out a lot. I was running around all over the place. I guarantee I've lost about 15 pounds today, just from, like, sweating my goddamn balls off, and screaming to the top of my lungs because of just how much fun I was having. I even said no to the after party, so I couldn't say goodbye to everybody, just to come on this goddamn show.
Aw.
I feel very grateful.
So you had the out today because David said he's not showing up again. So.
Oh really? So who's here?
Well, to introduce them to you, we have Dylan. Dylan, say hi.
Hi.
We have Andres.
Hi ho,
Andres.
David, I'm working out stuff with. We're gonna see how that goes. I don't know.
Admin fight.
We'll see what happens with David. He's not showing up though tonight. So it's just gonna be us 4. Anyway, so we're talking about copyright shit because Dylan got a copyright.
Oh yeah, Dylan. Oh my god, I love the story. Dylan, did you tell them the story about yesterday?
Which story about yesterday?
Well, the one where you're like, Adam, you're online. I need to vent.
Because it was like,
this is like psychologically fucked with Dylan. Like, I mean, I've seen people go through psychological turmoil. Never more so than this man having his unlimited duration on his videos taken away. This dude is fucking beside himself.
Because I just started using it.
And you know what? You know what's really stupid about it too? It's not even like you. If it was on one of the reviews, that would be a different story. This is on something you posted a long time ago, and they decide to act on it when you start using the privilege. It's fucking bullshit.
Dude, this would make a perfect Bad Luck Brian meme.
Andres, do you know why the Lake of Death director's cut is not on YouTube?
I believe I saw Adam's video about it, where even though I think he's mentioned something about, despite the fact that all of his the music in his movie was completely original, he still got a copyright strike against it.
Yeah, something along those lines. It was... See, Dylan's is bullshit. Adam's is just fucking illogical. I mean...
Yeah.
Aside from being just downright retarded, it's fucking not... It's fucking wrong. Because the whole point of copyright is when you're using something that belongs to someone else that you don't have written permission to use.
I mean, it's like I told Adam yesterday. You know, what YouTube's done to us effectively is that YouTube has just fucked us. And I mean, they didn't buy dinner. They went in dry. It was a terrible experience all around.
They went in dry.
There was some blood dropping down onto. They basically made Dylan bite the pillow.
It was just like Big Jake's birthday surprise.
Oh no! Dear God.
Except it wasn't a birthday.
It's not quite that bad.
Yeah, because I'm not worried about contracting snakes right now, but it was still a...
Now you're just worried about contracting sheer stupidity from the people who run YouTube.
Yeah, so everybody...
See, you know what really sucks about it? We can bitch and moan about it all we want, but we're still going to fucking use their service because there's nothing else out there that's this easy to use and free.
Yeah.
So
I recommend Dailymotion. Dailymotion is pretty lenient, and they're pretty easy to use.
Yeah, but the problem with them is their website's really cluttered. See, because I would totally jump over to them if I thought that I could navigate their website easily and also keep up some kind of a view count. But I don't know.
Now, what about a Blip? I mean, I know like a lot of
Blip is really confusing because I'm going to switch over to Blip. In fact, I'm actually going to become a YouTube member when I become 18. I'm actually going to pay money, and I'm going to make money off of my videos. I'm actually going to become the YouTube member. But on one day, I do plan on switching over to Blip. And Blip, you get paid. Blip is basically it's the same. It's the same thing if you become a YouTube member, except it's a lot more trustworthy than YouTube.
Here's the difference with Blip.
Here's Blip. What you do is you pay. Well, if you want to get money off of it, which I will, you pay like $10 a month,
right.
And then people put advertisements all over your videos. I mean, I never saw a section of money out of it. So like, let's say this is I'm pretty sure this is wrong, but let's just say you pay $10 a month. And let's say 100 people watch your video, you get 10 cents for every view because of all the advertisements and people are clicking on your video, seeing all these advertisements. People are basically paying you to put advertisements on your videos, and that's what happens when you become a YouTube member. That's how people sometimes make their living off of YouTube.
Yeah,
I've looked at
a lot of YouTube celebs are that way.
So it works a lot like television then, where your money comes from advertisements.
Right. And the Nostalgia Critic, that's how he makes his living. He makes his living off of Blip.
I figured.
Yeah, you're essentially paying to be paid to make videos, if that makes any sense.
Yes, you're paying and getting paid. Like, well, here's the thing. I mean, even if at first I don't succeed and I'm actually losing money, I'm still going to do it because I know eventually the advertisement is going to pay off. But it's just like a regular. Essentially, it is. It's just like you're making a movie. You're taking a risk. If you want to go all out there and pay the $20 a month, you could only get enough views to only make $10 back. So you've lost $10. It's essentially just like the movie business.
And breaking even, essentially.
Well, no, it wouldn't because you'd still be losing that $10. Because you pay 20 and let's say you only got $10 back, you're losing $10. Like I'm having this issue with Lake of Death. I'm gonna bring this up. Lake of Death had a budget of $204, and from movie sales and DVD sales, we made around $1,200. So that's a pretty big profit.
Nice.
That money was used on Compounded Chaos. In between buying all the new lenses, all the makeup and everything, this movie had a budget of around $500 at the beginning. That was before we even started shooting. And then once everything else started going down, the budget just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And before you knew it, we had a budget for this movie of $1,300. So, so that's the whole. It's called the Cleopatra. It's called the Cleopatra curse. What happens is you just keep shoveling money into a product or into a production, and what happens is it just goes so haywire. There's no way in hell you can get the money back. That's why as soon as my budget reached a certain limit, I said no more. We got to do what we got to do, and that's it. And I was pretty sure if I didn't, this budget would have been around $3,000. But yeah, this movie's huge.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's just the whole thing. Is I wish that. See, the thing with Blip is when I did try to join it at one point, is you have to have a sponsor at first because you can't just join it and use it like YouTube.
Yes.
So you can't. It's not like you just have to have an email and you can just join it. So otherwise, I would be using Blip right now because it's a lot. It's a lot less totalitarian to be making videos on there.
Well,
but that and also you lose viewership because not everyone is able to watch Blip videos because they run on a different system than YouTube does.
They do. That's the thing. Like some people get blue screen or get the blue screen of death when they watch Blip. Which there's no viruses on Blip. It's just their computers can't handle Blip.
Yeah, because it's a different Flash player. It's not Adobe. It's not Adobe. It's something else.
It's its own entity. And
well, see, my computer goes through these like weird periods where it won't play Blip videos for like a few days, but it usually just it comes and goes. It's weird.
Yeah, my computer
that has to do with your RAM, like what you're running at the time. It's a weird mess of different things.
Like I've stopped watching videos on thatguywithglasses.com. I go onto their websites on Blip. I go through Blip itself to play it now because I can't stand going on their website. Their website it takes forever to buffer. There's all these problems with it, but let me tell you, let me tell you what. From what I hear, it is completely worth it, though. I hear that Blip is the people to go to if you want.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
A business on the internet, and I mean, I really want to do that, and I mean, I'm pretty sure I could find a couple sponsors around here to back me up, but pretty easily. But I guess I'm just really lucky. But I mean, it's again, totally I think this is actually one reason why I like this field so much is because, and I hate to say it, but I think I'd make a good producer, and it's because I like taking those risks. Everything you do has a risk. Is it going to succeed or is it going to fail? And if it succeeds, good for you. If it flops, well, you're fucked. I mean, they're really,
AKA the meaning of life.
AKA the meaning of life. But I mean, I just love it. I like the numbers games. I just like seeing, like, the movie that really introduced me to the number games, I'll be completely honest, was Pacific Rim. Because I followed things. That movie, I followed its box office every day I checked on it. Mm-hmm. Like, I followed how well it was doing in the box office. And I was like, at least break even. And it didn't until it reached overseas. I was like, at least break even in the United States, and it pretty much flopped here in the U.S. But
when you start off your weekend at number 3, I mean...
I just want to say, the last time I checked, Pacific Rim made about $300 million worldwide. How? Where is it right now? Because I know it's $190 million.
I mean,
the budget...
It's probably, it's close to 600 now, but
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So it's
what I meant by it being a flop was that it was a flop in the United States. It didn't make.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, it's a flop in that it was produced here, and if it doesn't do well in its produced country.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was made. Sorry.
Even if you actually, you know what's interesting? If you look at Godzilla, especially the Heisei series, those movies weren't huge successes in Japan.
Well, until you get to fucking the first Mothra one.
Oh my god, that movie! Oh my god, that blew everybody's expectations out of the water. I mean,
King Ghidorah did pretty well too, though. To be fair, Biollante didn't do well at all.
Biollante was almost a flop. I thought it was almost a flop.
Wasn't it like so bad of a flop that they canceled a supposed Mothra reboot?
No. It wasn't that bad. Tomoyuki Tanaka just pushed off the Mothra reboot for a while, and then he's at 19.
Well, no, what happened, he is right, they did have a script where it was recasting the whole Mothra versus Bagan thing, and they did push it back, and they ended up not using Bagan.
Yeah, they used Death Ghidorah or whatever, which is a totally awesome design, by the way, but
Yeah, but I mean, well, the reason why they did that was because they put both of their big eggs in one basket. They said, okay, so King Ghidorah did well, and Mothra did well, so let's take Godzilla out of the equation, keep him in his own series, and then put those two in their own series together.
You know what really I found interesting? The director of Godzilla vs. Mothra, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, and Godzilla vs. Destroya, Takeo Okawara or something like that, he said those were the worst movies he's ever made. And that was because Toho had an extremely tight shooting schedule for it. And you know what I found really interesting, and here's the thing that just proved me that money doesn't necessarily make or break a big special effects movie. Mm-hmm. Godzilla vs. Destroya had about a $3 million more expensive budget than Godzilla vs. Destroya. And
wait, what?
Huh?
Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I was like, what the?
Sorry.
That's okay.
What did I say?
You said Godzilla vs. Destroyer had a $3 million budget higher than Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and I was like, wait, what?
Sorry. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla had a $3 million budget. Well, in terms of American dollars, a $3 million budget, or had $3 million more to use, which in Japan is a lot of money. Had $3 million more dollars to use than they had in Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and it had a 1 month longer period of shooting. I mean, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla actually had a longer and more expensive production than Godzilla vs. Destroyer, and Godzilla vs. Destroyer has better visual effects.
And is an all-around fucking better movie.
It's all around a better movie. And, I mean, there's cases like that where that happens. He said, though,
oh, yeah, there's a lot of cases where that happens.
He said that Okawara, I feel really bad for him, because what he could have done if he had more time with those movies. He didn't even necessarily need to have more budget. He just needed a little bit more time.
Right, I mean, if you look at the... Sorry, I was just going to say, before you go on, that if you look at the Heisei series, each of those movies in the 90s were made made on a yearly basis. I mean, I know that you can't possibly have that much time to make a big grand movie if you're trying to make one within a couple of months just to make that yearly release.
Right, and then they had to rewrite it and stuff like that, and then they had no idea what the next movie was going to be. And
and you know what? You know what helped that out with the Millennium one, though?
Well, the Millennium one,
they're not in continuity with each other, so that's why GMK is so fucking good, because Shizuke Kaneko was making that movie long before fucking Megaguirus was even done shooting.
Yeah, God. I think Shizuke Kaneko had that idea for Godzilla when he was making the Gamera movies.
Well, I think in the back of his mind he always knew what to do with the character. But I mean, Toho had him starting production way beforehand, and that it shows in that movie, because that movie is, say what you want, but it's fucking polished.
Well, here's what's interesting is if you watch the Heisei Gamera movies, especially Gamera 3, what was interesting was that Dai basically said, "Here, have whatever time you need. Here's your money, but have whatever time you need," and it shows. I was like, if they did that with the Heisei Godzilla movies, I think we would have gotten away better. I mean, it sounds like I'm dissing the Heisei movies, Godzilla movies, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the Heisei series definitely had a few glaring issues that lingered throughout the entire series.
Well, if you look at the last
huge
two,
issues,
you can tell where the rushness came in, but I mean, it's what makes those movies so good in my eyes is I love a tight Godzilla continuity, and a lot of the time that one has the best.
That one does have the best.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
as long as you look the other way on about 60% of King Ghidorah's plot.
If you ignore the time travel, it's all good.
Well,
Just
actually,
ignore the time travel.
You know what was interesting? I saw this interesting little bit that. And actually, they never specifically, they say that Godzilla was gone, but they never say which one, or they never say what. But he said there was...
No, sorry, continue.
He said, here was his theory, he said, and the proof is Dr. Yamane's last line in the original Godzilla, that he said another one will rise again. What if that one on the island, or the Godzilla source on Lagos Island, wasn't the Godzilla that attacked Tokyo? What if that was just a different Godzilla? And he was like, oh, that was interesting. And I was like, yeah, I guess if I have that in the back of my mind, I guess I can.
Yeah, but that doesn't work either, because the one that's in the movie is the dinosaur.
So wait,
well, no. That's because they moved it, and then it got hit with, it was a nuclear accident. It got hit with that, and then mutated into another Godzilla, and then it absorbed some more radiation from that submarine sent up by Shindo, which made it bigger. And so, holy fuck! Oh my god, that fucking plot.
Okay. So is the Godzillasaurus the same creature from Godzilla 84 and Godzilla vs. Biollante and the rest of the Heisei series?
That's what I thought it was.
Well, here's the thing, though. They never even explain if the one that's in 84 is the same Godzilla or if it's a different creature. I mean,
I thought it was pretty universal that it's a different creature.
Yeah, I know, obviously, but the way they talk about it in the movies, they kind of switch back and forth, because You know, obviously that makes more sense, but...
And the problem with it is, if the one in 84 is indeed a different Godzilla than the one in 54, why didn't the people from the future get rid of that one instead of going back and getting rid of the one in 54 when that one wouldn't affect them anyway because it was killed by the oxygen destroyer?
So then it makes sense that the one back in 1954 was still alive. So then I guess, you see, I always thought that they took care of the one that attacked Japan in 1984. I never thought that they took care of the one back in 1954. And so therefore,
it's sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? You sort of are supposed to assume, at least I always did, that it was the one that attacked in 54 simply by the fact that it's in...
Yeah, but here's my point, guys. The way that movie is written... They almost like say you're supposed to forget all that and think it's the same fucking creature.
Yeah.
Because when it pops, because that movie has some bad writing in it. I love it, but it's got some bad writing in it.
No. You see, I don't have that issue at all because I'm just like they moved that Godzillasaurus, be it the one that attacked in 1984 or the one in 54, and they moved it. It got hit by an accidental nuclear spill or whatever from a nuclear submarine. Then it absorbed the one that Shindo sent out, making it the same It is the same Godzilla from either 1984 or 1954. I personally think it's the one from 1984. The only difference is that according to this continuity, because they went back in time, oh my god, I absolutely love that we're discussing this, is because they brought Godzilla is because they simply moved Godzilla's arrival back from instead of 1984 to 1991. So yes, it's the same Godzilla. It even looks like the same Godzilla if you look at it from the design in 1989. And I'm pretty sure that's a coincidence, but you can also use that for evidence. And therefore, it makes sense. Therefore, the science is sound. Therefore, in Godzilla...
Not really, though, Adam.
I'm sorry, science is sound.
Here's how I see it.
Not at all, because fucking Destroyer calls back to 54.
No, I'm telling you right now, Bill, that I'm saying that the one that the people from the future took care of was the one that attacked Japan in 1984, not 1954. Therefore, it would make Destroyer work.
Okay, that's fine. Here's my problem. Here's where the bad writing comes in. When they go back to the future in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, everyone remembers everything that happened in the movie before that, which they shouldn't, because time travel fucks with everyone's memory because you're removing certain events and inserting new ones.
That depends on, you're talking to a guy who loves science. That depends on if you believe in the wormhole theory or not. Because according to the wormhole theory, there's multiple dimensions. And according to that, which I personally could kind of believe in, if you're aware of what people are doing to go back in time, and you know that they've gone back in time to change the future, and they come back, you're still going to remember it. That's according to the wormhole theory. And then...
Great stuff. This is heavy.
This is heavy. This is heavy shit.
I just don't.
Can we just blame all of this on awful writing?
Not awful writing. That's overstating. It's not awful writing. It's just they just wanted to do. That's an overstatement. It's not awful writing. Yeah. It's just kind of.
They should have.
They wanted to do time travel, but they didn't want to deal with all the weight that time travel brings. So they were just like. And everyone remembers it, but this is how it works out.
There was something else that kind of drove people nuts in terms of this continuity, but it didn't drive me nuts because I just explained to you why it didn't drive me nuts, and I thought it made sense. Was in Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, they gave two explanations as to why Space Godzilla could be out there. One, it could have been carried on Mothra, which that one could work, or two...
That one makes a lot more sense.
Or two, it came from Biollante, which, to be honest, again, if you believe in the wormhole theory, which I do, it actually makes sense that Biollante would work because it got trapped in a wormhole. Therefore, it's in its own dimension. It's not in the space-time continuum anymore. It is launched into its own dimension. Therefore, launched into a black hole, which not even light can escape. So that means, and if you're traveling at light speed, time stops. So therefore, if it went through the wormhole and into a black hole, it would make sense. It would make complete sense as to why Biollante could have happened because of Biollante. Makes complete sense.
Yeah, but that is so fucking complicated. Whereas with Mothra, it's like she went into space, crashed into a meteor. She had Godzilla cells on her anyway, and so that created Space Godzilla. Isn't that so much easier than what you just described?
Bill, you're missing my point. I'm just saying that...
No, I get you, but I'm just saying that based on what the movie shows, which they do, they push the Mothra theory a lot more because Mothra is in the movie for a couple seconds.
Right.
So, I think
the Mothra one makes more sense for you dumb fucks. For somebody who loves science like me, I absolutely love science.
Oh, that's not fair. No, that's not fair at all. Adam, no.
See,
no.
This is where the problem with the writing comes in, is that you get the sense that they wanted to put time travel in there, but they didn't take the necessary time to develop it, and that's why it's so confusing. Is that it's not explained well enough in the movie. Look at
they were just like, we want to do time travel, we just don't want to deal with it later.
For example,
here's time travel.
For example,
and then just live with it.
For example, look back at just as an example that I usually go to. Look at Back to the Future. The reason that the time travel in Back to the Future works so well is that they took a lot of time to develop how it was going to work in the movie, to where it's so well explained in the movie. If you watch the movie, everything is set up perfectly. It's a textbook way to write time travel if you're going by that theory of time travel. Whereas which you can take liberties with because it doesn't fucking exist. Indeed.
Not yet, anyways.
Right.
Not
Science
yet.
is not sound.
But yes, you have to take the proper time just to set everything up and to make it clear to the audience what's going on, or else...
It has to make sense in the context of the story, and in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, it doesn't.
Or things like this happen.
I thought it did.
Yeah, but Adam, you're expounding based on other outside material, which isn't fair.
No, I'm not. I watched History Channel's The Universe. And that was like, that would actually explain this, and this from God.
That's fine, but I mean, a Godzilla fan is not necessarily going to watch that, though.
Well, then it sucks to be them. Sorry.
Yeah, but Adam, that's not fair! You can't be exclusive just to yourself for a movie to make sense.
Yeah. Whatever.
Isn't that the whole point of movies, to leave things up to interpretations?
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, unless they specifically state it in the movie, then it's nothing more than a fan theory anyway. Like, I have crazy fan theories about
Which, to be fair, it all is anyway. I mean, everything we're throwing out is not in the movie. It's too vague. It's not bad writing. It's not lazy writing either. It's just unthoughtful writing. They don't take time to consider the consequences of what they put in the script.
I mean, I come up with theories for everything I freaking watch. Bill knows this from doing the DBZ movie review.
Oh boy!
but that doesn't make it canon. And
that doesn't make it true.
And that's the problem: is determining what's canon and what isn't is a big problem. More so with different series. I know.
See, we just need someone to sit down at IDW Studios and write a comic book called "I'm Gonna Make Sense of the Heisei Godzilla series. This is official canon. Everyone can shut up because it's an officially Toho licensed Godzilla book. Here's how it makes sense."
Now, didn't Matt Frank didn't Matt Frank sorta did that with Godzilla Neo?
Yeah, but that's not an official thing.
Yeah. I'm just saying that something like that sort of exists, I guess.
Guys, I hate to derail this, but I have a statement from Gorzard on where he is.
Okay.
He's in the
I was thinking of that.
This is a quote from Gorzard. "I was unable to make it because I'm ripping off the mask of life, staring into the face of God."
Looks like he's pretty busy.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some shit on his plate.
You have some explanation.
So Gorzard, I hope you're happy I read that out loud. You made it clear in our text messages that you wanted that to be so. So I have granted you that request. So I hope that makes you happy. Because that's my only goal in life is to see David happy. That's why this podcast exists. It's not to be entertaining. It's just to make sure David doesn't kill everyone. Because actually, deep down, he's a god.
Seriously?
And we have to appease him, otherwise he will kill everyone on the planet. So that's why the Sons of Serizawa podcast exists.
Why was I not told about this during orientation?
Because you know what, Andres? Otherwise you would have ran away like a little baby, and now you know, and you're going to stick through it with the rest of us.
God damn it.
the religious views of Bill Wurster
Do not
necessarily reflective of the rest of the Sons of Serizawa.
Episode 1 callback.
Indeed. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
so-
I'm still on this tiny little thing here that's just, I'm repeating this in my head over and over and over again. The fact that we just seriously had like a 20-minute conversation about the space-time continuum, and I think that was the most technobabble I have ever spit out of my mouth at one period of time.
And just like most Star Trek, I didn't understand a word of it.
No, just remember, it wasn't all about technobabble, okay? We started off with YouTube copyrights, which led to Blip, which led to taking risks in the film industry, which led to the Heisei series, which led to King
Andres, come here. Don't worry about it. Trying to analyze the mechanics of human conversation will only make your head explode.
No,
and I
it
need
really
you,
will.
And I need you for this podcast because you have a regular show I'm about to introduce. So please, just don't let your head explode.
Okay.
Adam,
Just
when you get to spit out some really good technobabble, it just makes you feel so good, doesn't it?
It does.
I was so proud of myself recently.
It's kind of like plane jizz.
I
When
love,
you get it,
like Andres and I think Super DM is invited now, but Bill, you haven't seen one of these movies, so I can't really invite you. But we're going to do a chat on...
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen a movie. How can you talk about it if you haven't seen it?
Because I am the greatest bullshitter ever born.
Okay. Well, we're talking
What's
about...
the movie? I'll review it right now.
We're talking about three movies. We're talking about three movies. We're talking about Battle in Outer Space, Mothra, and The H-Man. And I can tell you what. I'll say it right now. And I'll say this right now because I'm just such a geek when it comes to this stuff. And I love the sciencey stuff. I should like Mothra more. It has better characters. It has better writing. It has all around a better plot. But honestly, I like Battle in Outer Space more because there's so much technobabble in the movie that I'm like, yes.
From a writing standpoint,
I'm gonna live up on my promise. I'm about to review all those three movies right now. This is how you do a review of a movie you haven't seen.
Go.
The movie has actors in it, and
Really?
the actors do their very best to interpret the script.
they do things.
And based on your own audience perceptions of film, I will leave it up to you whether or not you enjoy it. I give this movie a 3 out of 5.
That was the worst fucking review I've ever heard.
No.
But you know what, Adam?
Bill just reviewed every single movie in the universe. There's
Yeah,
nothing else
he
to
did.
review now.
That makes
Nothing
it
else
the
to
best
review now.
review ever.
That was actually the best
Fuck your
review
shit,
ever.
I'm moving on.
Bill has conquered the history of cinema.
Yeah, he pretty much
I just summed up every movie ever made.
You just did. You really did, actually. So I guess I shouldn't say that was the worst review ever. That was the worst review for Battle in Outer Space ever. But
But just from
I'm willing to accept that.
as I was about to say, just from a writing standpoint, writing technobabble I have found is incredibly fun.
it is.
Oh, it is, right?
Oh my god.
I
I put a lot of it in Werewolf of Carl Place, but here's the thing. None of my science makes sense, and here's why.
Yeah. No
I
shit.
borrowed and expounded on it from Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Because I love that movie because it's got some of the greatest pseudoscience ever put on film. So I was like, I'm going to put that in my movie and expound on it. And even though it doesn't make sense, it's going to be fun.
Oh, and if you guys like Technobabble, wait until you read part 1 of Operation Atragon. That is,
Yeah.
Oh man, Dave just let me go crazy in terms of Technobabble.
Anyway.
I'm so proud of myself recently for coming up with a pseudoscientific way to explain Jet Jaguar's size-changing ability.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Oh my god.
How did you... Wait, Dylan, do you mind spoiling that?
Bill, do you remember the compression fields that the Slitheen have in Doctor Who? It's kind of the same thing, but on a much more dramatic scale.
Does Jet Jaguar fart a lot?
No, he does not, because he's a robot.
Oh, that's
that would make no sense. Basically,
Science not be sound, right?
Basically, he
Exhaust system, Dylan. Think outside the box.
basically what he does is he just increases and decreases his own density. So what he does is he just increases or decreases the space in between his molecules to either grow larger or smaller.
Now you see,
All
what's
right.
scary, what is really frightening, is I 100% understood what Dylan just said.
All right, I'll buy that.
Same here.
I'll buy that. I'll live with that. Jet Jaguar, the science is sound. I'll live with that.
Well, and
Does it mean I like Godzilla versus Megalon?
no.
No, because
Does
in
it mean
Godzilla
you
versus
like Jet Jaguar?
Nah.
Aw.
But I will accept that.
because in
Because I'm in a
Megalon
really
it's
good mood
just
tonight because I got to watch Pacific Rim again. So.
How'd you
because
do
in
that?
Megalon it's just
Oh,
he
and if you
programmed
want to
himself.
If you want to talk some fucked up science, watch Pacific Rim. That whole explanation for the bending or the what did they call it?
The wormhole thing, the
breach?
the breach.
Not the wormhole thing. No, I'm talking about even the whole becoming one mind.
Oh, the bridge.
Oh no, it's called the drift.
The neural handshake?
Yeah, the drift.
The whole handshake. It makes sense, but if you want to talk about complicated, if you sit down and think about it, which unfortunately I did.
No, son of a
don't think.
bitch.
Dude, don't think, okay?
The message.
Adam,
video.
you just gotta
That's what Michael
You
Bay
just have to-
wants.
You just have to accept modern society and not think too hard about things.
Because I started thinking about it, and at the end I was like, I feel like that doctor after he mended or whatever, he became one with the kaiju brain. I was
Charlie Day, yeah.
I was like, this is impossible.
I love that moment where because I just watched it again tonight, and one of my favorite lines is where he goes, "Nah, my mom calls me doctor. Everyone else calls me," and then he just says his name, and I'm like, "That's."
I love the line where he's just talking before he actually does what he was going to do. He just goes on this rant, and he's just like, what was the other scientist's name? The German.
Herman.
He's like, Herman, if this worked, ha! I told you so. And
No, I love that too. But I also
goes,
love the part where he's like, Herman, I'm gonna be a rock star.
I always felt that.
He doesn't even consider that what he's about to do might destroy the world, which it almost does. So
The funny thing, I always saw Charlie Day's character as the embodiment of every single kaiju fan on Earth.
yeah,
that is all of us combined.
I would say that's fair.
Personally, I like the.
So what you're saying is that Charlie Day is like all our powers combined. So he's like Captain Kaiju.
He's Captain Planet.
He's Captain.
Which brings us into a segue.
Wait. Before we segue, whether you're talking about the
Dylan, you're gonna fuck up my segue.
whether you're talking about the conversation,
You're gonna fuck up my
talking about
segue.
those little scooter things that are also called segways. Before we segue,
I want one of those. So see, I have a car now, but if I had a Segway, I would sell my Grand Cherokee.
but Adam,
Why the hell would you want a Grand Cherokee in the first place?
Oh, don't you go dissing my baby. Don't you go dissing my baby.
But before we segue, Adam, did you watch the How It Should Have Ended for Pacific Rim yet?
Dude, we gotta talk about that.
Well, hang on, motherfucker. You're gonna have your own regular segment. So hang on.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, we don't have regular segments here on the Sons of Serizawa podcast yet, but in the third episode, we're gonna start one.
No, we're not.
So, Andres just joined us last week,
No, we're not.
but
We're not having our own thing. No, that's not a podcast.
Shut up, Adam.
No, that's not
Adam.
a podcast. That's a chat.
Adam, calm yourself.
No.
Calm yourself.
No.
Calm
No.
yourself. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Internet hug.
No.
Internet hug. It's gonna be fine.
Dude, I know it's scary, okay? I know it's scary, okay? Change can be a scary thing, okay? But listen, okay? There's just some things that we all have to go through in life, right? Okay? We're all there for you, okay? All right? Right?
Everyone hold Adam's hand
All right,
while we
all right.
introduce the new segment.
All right, we're here for you. We're here for you. Okay, we're here for you.
All right. Anyway,
It's gonna be okay.
Adam's like, wait, there's structure now? No.
we have a regular thing now.
No.
Well,
It's gonna be the thing from Airplane where it's like, keep it together, man. Smack. Hold on, I'll take care of this. Keep it together, man. Punch.
anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce our first regular segment here on the podcast. Everyone, I'd like to start the general news update with Andres Perez. And now to you, Andres, with the general news update.
It would have sounded way better if you had just added the music in post, but whatever.
Well, I'm going to, but this for you guys.
This is Andres Perez with the news. Okay, so over the last 2 weeks, I have been collecting several articles and sharing them with you guys. But I guess I'll be going through them one at a time, and I'll stop to ask for your thoughts on these articles. Is that all right?
Right, but let me just say this before you get going.
Okay.
Don't read the article word for word, because that's going to be boring.
Okay.
I want you to present us with the Cliff Notes version of each article and the most interesting part of each that you think we can get some mileage out of. Andres, to you.
Okay, so the first article has to do with the long anticipated Jurassic Park 4, where the director Colin, I believe you pronounce it Colin Trevorrow. I personally haven't heard of this director before, but he's going to be working on Jurassic Park 4, and he recently had an article on IGN where he basically was trying to sell the movie, saying, he wants to make a kick-ass film. He knows that there's been a lot of questions about this movie, and he basically says that he wants there to be a reason for why this movie exists, and it's not just a paycheck paycheck gig. He himself wants to see a new Jurassic Park movie, and he wants to make the best one possible. The biggest news yet out of this was that he teased a new dinosaur for Jurassic Park 4. I'm trying to look for that one quote here. Let's see. Oh, also he's going to go over the final designs for how each of these dinosaurs are going to look.
Did he say this? When you say he teased a new dinosaur, did he just say there was going to be a new one, or did he give a species?
Oh, here we go. Okay, here's the quote. We have a new one that's pretty cool. I'm not going to tell you anything, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but it's pretty badass. Jurassic Park 4 is due to hit screens in the summer of 2015.
That's going to be a really quick movie. Is that all he said? He was that vague?
Yeah, that's all he said about the supposed new dinosaur.
I wonder if it's going to be a Gigantosaur.
Here's what I want.
Could be a Gigantosaurus, could be a Carcharodontosaurus, could be Acrocantho possibly, but that's not really that big compared to.
Could be a badass. Maybe he teased it in that quote. It's going to be a badassosaurus.
Oh my god, no.
You guys, Titanosaurus.
No.
Titanosaurus.
It's
Dylan,
going to be Titanosaurus.
No. I think I just figured out the Heisei Godzilla continuity. Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Godzillasaurus.
That clears up every problem with the Heisei Godzilla series.
The secret origin
Jurassic Park.
of Godzillasaurus.
We cracked it right there.
Cracked it. Found it. Science is sound.
We cracked the code.
Okay,
Science is sound. Yay.
In all seriousness, here's if they really are going for a brand new dinosaur, here's the dinosaur I want to see. How many of you have heard of the Therizinosaurus?
Yes.
I have not heard of that.
Okay, imagine a long-necked dinosaur that's on 2 legs and have 3 large Freddy Krueger Wolverine claws in each hand.
Oh, I do know this dinosaur. They did it on Walking with Dinosaurs.
Yes! They made
First things first, I love that show, Walking with Dinosaurs, but...
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
But here's the thing. It did not appear in Walking with Dinosaurs. It appeared in one of the Chased by Dinosaurs specials.
Right, the one with the dude in it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the segment was called The Giant Claw.
Yeah, that was it. That was amazing, because he was so confident that it was a carnivore, yet it's a fucking herbivore.
Is it as good as the movie The Giant Claw?
It was, you might be a little disappointed.
That movie!
I think
you might be a little disappointed, but it's not as good as the movie.
I think you just broke Adam.
Exeter from This Island Earth is not in it.
Hey, Bill, you mind showing a picture of the Therizinosaurus in the video?
I would love to. Everyone hears what that thing looks like.
Look at this awesome image.
I would laugh my ass off if Bill forgot to put it in there.
Yeah, I have to edit this really quickly, so there's a chance I might.
Because then it's just a normal picture, and everyone's like, "Wow, look at that dumbass."
No. Whoever's watching this, do a reaction video saying whether or not I forgot, and just put in just record yourself watching that segment, and when you're waiting for it, you just go, "God damn it, fuck you, Bill."
I bet you Sid Part 2, he's just gonna end up making an image of just you riding the Therizinosaurus with a dunce cap on your head if you don't do it.
I'll make it easy.
I would pay good money for him to do that.
I'll make it easy on you, Bill. I already found
He's
one.
a wizard.
Anyway, so let me say this: was he clear on whether or not it's going to be a reboot or a sequel?
Let's see. He didn't give any he didn't give anything to let us know that it was a reboot. So I'm pretty sure they're still going to be going with the whole thing where this is going to be the start of a new trilogy / franchise, because it's still being called Jurassic Park 4 as of now.
Right, because I know Steven Spielberg said fairly recently that it wasn't going to be a sequel, that it was going to reboot the franchise and not call back to the first 3 movies, which
right.
I was...
Maybe it's going to be a standalone thing where this is going to take place many years ago, where you have a new batch of characters that are going to be interacting with the same locations in the same continuity.
Yeah, that's possible. Because it's interesting, because they did a recent video game based on Jurassic Park where it was in the canon, but it was kind of like, it was technically in the Jurassic Park continuity.
Right.
But it really doesn't make sense in the context of Jurassic Park. Maybe they'll do something like that.
You know what?
And given, well, here's the other problem. It's going to be interesting, because I've heard a lot of people say they want it to take place on Isla Nublar, but that's not possible. Because the dinosaurs on Isla Nublar are definitely dead.
Oh, because it was a theme park that wasn't designed to have dinosaurs roam around freely?
Well, no, because there's no ecosystem there. Because
right.
there's only one giant predator, and they don't have mating pairs. So once that T-Rex is dead, it's dead.
Yeah.
That species is gone on that island.
That, and we also know that they selected plants for the island not based on what plants they were, but on how they looked. So there's a lot of poisonous plants around there.
Right, exactly. So that island isn't built to house them. The other thing is, if you read the book, and I'm not talking about the actual Michael Crichton novel, I'm talking about the novelization based on the script.
Because that's
they
way
moved
better.
the island afterwards.
Oh,
Fuck
damn.
that shit. Michael Crichton's...
And that's how Godzilla was born.
Oh my god!
No, then we would also have all these other kaiju running around
Yeah,
that were based off Jurassic.
That's how you get
No,
Rodan,
they would have to be
that's how you
based.
get
They would have to be
Anguirus,
based.
that's how you get Gorosaurus.
They would have to be based off Jurassic Park dinosaurs, though. What if we had a giant velociraptor, you guys?
No, a mutated mutant velociraptor. That'd be amazing.
Its brain is ginormous, and it can shoot lightning out of it or something.
Yeah, it's not savage like Godzilla monsters. It's really fucking smart. It builds. If you ever watched the parody of The Lost World on the TV show The Critic, the velociraptors get even smarter and they build a bridge to the mainland.
It's basically like the leader. It's basically like the leader. It's basically like the leader from Incredible Hulk, except it's a kaiju. You guys.
Oh my god, with the giant brain. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
You guys, this has to fight Musla.
Oh my god, this is one of the enemies of Musla, is a super intelligent velociraptor. We should call him Clarence.
Did we tell them? Bill,
Why Clarence?
Did we tell them about Polaris, the giant polar bear?
No. Dylan and I think there's a chance this was recorded. I don't know if it was for the DBZ reviews, but we talked about.
I think we talked about it. I think we talked about it after, because I don't remember hearing it during any of the editing.
Fuck. All right. So we talked about different enemies that could be enemies of Musla, and one of them we basically just put in a bunch of monsters that were based on northern animals. So one of them was Polaris, the giant polar bear.
The idea being that the United States doesn't want there to be a kaiju gap between themselves and Canada, so they create an Alaskan giant polar bear.
Right, so to fight Musla.
Pure genius.
Indeed.
Now we have to find out an origin story for Clarence the Velociraptor.
Clarence the giant Velociraptor. I think that he should be an intellectual. He should visit museums and stuff. When he's destroying cities, he just kind of stops and marvels at museums. He stops at the library.
He rips the roof off and just looks at all of the displays.
Yeah, if you go to the place, he doesn't just destroy places, he takes them over. So you go to the place where he's conquered, and it's just a giant museum.
No, see, this is the reason he turns evil and starts destroying cities. Originally, he was just going to look at all the museums, but then when he got to the dinosaur section at the Smithsonian and he looked in, he was like, "Mom!"
Oh my god, they've hung my mother like some kind of animal! And then he goes on a rampage.
And then it comes to a part where it's like the Elephant Man. I am not a kaiju. I am
Oh,
thing.
that is so mean. Because I love that movie so much. That is like one of the greatest scenes in cinema history.
But Adam, you know what makes it better? It's coming out of the mouth of a giant talking velociraptor.
Never mind, that works.
No,
That makes that better. The Elephant Man should be remade with a velociraptor.
since he's a super genius, this velociraptor should build like giant weapons.
So
Yeah, he builds like a giant like electric mace.
Yes, he has like an Iron Man suit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Intelligent velociraptor with armor, Iron Man-esque armor.
And Musla is just fucked. So what they have to do is the Canadian government, to defend their borders, captures Musla and builds a robot suit for Musla, and they force him into it, and it gives him like enhanced abilities.
Wait, you know what? You know what this sounds like? No. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like the German plot to Godzilla vs. Megalon.
No, Adam. It's in Germany. It's called King Kong and the Demons from Outer Space.
Right.
That's the title. That's the German title of Godzilla vs. Megalon.
Keep in mind, neither of the evil monsters in that movie are demons, and only one of them is from outer space.
And King Kong is not in the movie. Let me just reinforce that. So every part of that title is fucked.
The Germans. What the fuck were you smoking?
Okay, so...
No, it was the 70s. They weren't smoking. They were dropping.
Okay, so, are we ready?
So anyway, any further comments on Jurassic Park 4?
Well, I just had one last thing to mention, that how many of you are familiar with a series of trading cards from the 90s called Dinosaurs Attack?
I am familiar with those.
Okay, because I was wondering...
I remember vaguely.
Okay, so there was this, back in, I believe it was the 50s, there was a series of trading cards called Mars Attacks, which was adapted into a movie directed by Tim Burton. And then, so around the time they made that movie, they made Dinosaurs Attack. It was a series of cards where tells a story where dinosaurs come from the past. They rampage through the town in like very gory fashion. I'm wondering, how would you think of that as the plot for Jurassic Park 4? Just dinosaurs on the loose?
Because then that's what the ending of The Lost World was. And I said this in my Jurassic Park reviews. I don't want the dinosaurs to be perceived as monsters. Because that's what made the first movie good, was that's not what they were.
Okay.
They were monsters in their different animalistic behaviors, the T-Rex being a carnivore. And, whether or not they were being defensive, but they weren't monsters. Once you get into The Lost World and you get even more so in the Jurassic Park 3, they're basically just monsters. They're just rampaging, and they're basically serial killers going after the human. They have no reason to, but they do anyway. I really want this one to... and they've had a lot of time to consider the premise, so I hope that this is reflected. I really want them to go back to formula and take it back to that majesty and wonder the first movie had, where, the dinosaurs were, even at their most gruesome, animals. They were animals with certain behaviors that were real and believable, as opposed to fictitious monster behavior.
Yeah, because what you just described, that whole Dinosaurs Attack scenario, it's a neat idea, but I have the same problem I have with it that I have with like the human-dinosaur hybrid idea, in that it's a neat idea, but it doesn't really fit Jurassic Park. Like you could totally do that in something else. I wrote a series of short stories that Gorazard read, and of course he's not here to comment. That had
cocksucker.
God damn it, David.
I thought we can't piss off Gorazard, or else he's gonna kill us.
No, we can piss him off. We just can't exclude him.
Okay.
He doesn't mind being shat on. He kind of likes that sort of thing. Ooh, he's not gonna like me for saying that.
So he likes. I knew he liked Asian people, but I didn't think that he liked Asian fetishes.
He said in a video once, "I love whitewashed Asians."
Yes.
He's watching. I know he's listening to this too. So.
Did we just broke Adam for a second or third time?
Adam has just been broken. So he's tired too, so that makes it even better.
Oh, that's so fucking gross.
Okay, so
Andres, it's on your call if you want to move on.
Okay, so anyone else has anything to say about about the Jurassic Park, what they want to see in Jurassic Park or this new dinosaur.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
I thought we were talking about Asians.
I thought we were talking about intelligent velociraptors versus polarosaurs versus Musla.
Yes, that is the exact...
Oh, by the way, now that we're on Musla, no fucking entries for the fan art contest. What the fuck, guys?
I am disappointed.
I'm very disappointed. Don't you want a signed, messy JJ the Jet Plane plushie? I mean, don't you want this? Don't you want a stained, old-ass JJ the Jet Plane toy with my signature on it?
See, here's the thing. This is... We created a character here. We gave it a name. We gave it a backstory. We want you to give it a face, okay? You get to be part of the creative process. So go out there, make Musla fan art, and become a part of history, people.
Become a part of Musla. We want you.
Whitewashed Asian women.
Adam, it's okay.
If you're not gonna do it for Bill's JJ the Jet Plane toy, at least do it for Dylan's old cookie.
Yeah, that's why they do it. Is for Dylan's bit cookie.
Let me just say something. That was a joke.
If you thought that was a legit thing, please go check your sanity.
The sincerest congratulations thing, if you want, sure. But the cookie, no.
Okay.
Now, Dylan, now you owe it to our audience to send them a bit cookie.
Okay.
Oh God.
Andres, I think you better move on so Adam can regain his.
Oh God.
Moving on. Okay, so this is next article I found where it's not so much a story, rather an image, two images, which is for I just sent you the link so you can check out the image yourself for upon, where it is blueprints for the Sentinels for the upcoming movie X-Men Days of Future Past, which will come out May 23rd, 2014, directed by Bryan Singer, who, if some of you may remember, was the director for the first two X-Men movies. Now, for those of you...
You want to know what else he directed?
Superman Returns.
Oh, fuck that shit. Valkyrie.
Okay.
I love Valkyrie.
Awesome.
That's pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna post the picture up on the screen. That's a fucking Sentinel. I'm happy with that. I'm not a big X-Men guy to begin with, but if that's it, I'm happy.
Now,
I'm glad it doesn't look like the Sentinel head that they teased in X-Men 3, because that would just mess the continuity way up.
Well, my
my
question is, if they don't encounter these things in real life, why are they training with them?
Maybe it was like an imagination made by Charles Xavier. It's like, okay, I want my X-Men to fight against a giant robot.
Yeah. I mean, they clearly...
And this giant robot will look like this.
I can say this. I have no idea what the fuck a Sentinel is.
Okay, for those of you...
Adam is not a comic book guy at all, so I'll do a brief explanation of what a Sentinel is. It's a giant robot built by the government to kill mutants. That's all it is.
It was a concept that was introduced very early in the history of X-Men comics. It was brought in.
That doesn't sound boring and generic at all.
Imagine the early Terminators, like the 600 models, where they just had like the Gatling gun. Imagine that level of like competency, but on a giant scale, because everything's better giant.
And
in the cartoon, they got interesting because they're red and blue. They shoot like fucking like tentacles out and shit. It's awesome.
They also go through this like evolution in the comics where like at certain points you get like these different Sentinels that are like more advanced. Like there's one, I forget his name. He had a really stupid name. There was one called like Nimrod or something.
Yeah, some of them do it. Some of them became because they kind of rebelled at one point.
Okay, all right. So let me say this: they become AIs.
Yes, they pretty much
I suppose, yeah.
To go back to my Terminator reference, they became self-aware.
Yes. Well, because they're not controlled manually. They're given an objective and they do whatever they have to. Well, excuse me, to achieve it. So they rebel because they feel like they're supposed to be doing one thing and they really should be doing something else.
So they're the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, that's not a bad comparison. Although, to be fair, they came first.
Okay, I just sent a link pointing to the Sentinels for how they looked in the 90s X-Men cartoon, which is the basic classic look.
Bill, no, I think the Sentinels when were the first Sentinels created?
Well, if it's early X-Men started in '62, so.
And the Battlestar Galactica series happened in the late '70s, so yeah.
I doubt it was a ripoff.
First off, I just want to say the Cylon design is cool, but I just want to say in terms of my favorite VI revolting against their creators, my favorite story of that is by far the Geth on Mass Effect. But anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
But that's a fucking Sentinel, so as a minor X-Men fan, I'll take that. Now I just need one of Wolverine falling from the sky, crashing through one, and taking it down that way, and I will be happy.
And what I need is a crossover where a group of Sentinels have to fight Godzilla, and I'll be happy.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Okay,
Yes.
I want to bring this up. So in the comics and in this new movie, the inventor of the Sentinels was a character by the name of Bolivar Trask, and Bolivar Trask was already cast for this new movie, and he will be played by Peter Dinklage.
I know that name. It's just I can't put a face to it. What's he been in?
He was the short. He's a little person who was in Game of Thrones recently.
Oh my god! It's fucking it's Tyrion Lannister.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Wait.
Oh, that's amazing. He's awesome.
Wait.
He'll be the inventor of these things.
You're telling me that in the new continuity, Boulevard Trask is a midget?
I'm totally cool with that if he plays like Tyrion
midget
Lannister.
because I don't know if that's a term that's still considered like an offensive term. That's why I was very hesitant.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, a dwarf in Game of Thrones, so we're good.
As not being worried about that at all. I'm just gonna say that is amazing.
Okay.
He's a great actor, so that's. I'm
totally, definitely.
So he
I'm
has,
totally
he
fine with
has
that.
the perfect definition of little man's disease, where they want all the power because they're so tiny.
I think Milan Jeftik once said it best. Little person sounds demeaning. Dwarf sounds awesome because it calls back the giant beards and manliness and axes. I'm with Milan on that one. I'm gonna go with dwarf.
Yeah, because it's like if you're a little person, you're just short. If you're a dwarf,
Just tiny.
If you're a dwarf, you're fucking Gimli, man. You're like.
I know, you're fucking Gimli.
You're fucking John Rhys Davies right there, man.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Okay, so final thoughts on the Peter Dinklage as Bolivar Trask and the design of the Sentinel head?
Both fine. Sound awesome to me. I'm not even sure if I'm going to see this movie because I didn't see the last two X-Men movies, so I don't.
They teased this upcoming X-Men movie at the end of the Wolverine, and it was awesome.
I was told about that by Ian. Yeah, he told. Sounded cool. I'm good with it. Not sure why Xavier was brought back from the dead, but his legs stayed crippled. Not sure how that makes sense.
Well,
I'm with Ian on that one.
He just has the worst luck.
They do the same thing.
He has the worst luck.
They do the same.
Oh, it's like
they do the same thing in the comics at one point, Bill, where like he gets brought back from the dead, and at that point they actually made it to where he could walk, but then he lost his legs again. It was crazy.
See, because it happens in the '90s cartoon too. He does die, and he goes into like this alternate dimension where he's able to walk again, and he comes back and he loses his legs. I'm like, so in this dimension, is he just cursed to not be able to walk?
Guys, I just had the most surreal moment I think I've ever had.
You were listening to a conversation that you would not be a part of? Because I felt bad.
A butterfly just landed on my hand and just stayed there forever until I just touched its wings slightly, and it just flew away.
Isn't it like 12:15 at night where you are?
Yeah.
Are you outside right now?
Well, no, I have my window open.
Oh, okay. I was like, Adam, are you okay?
Did you? What kind of water did you drink before you were recording?
It's not what I drank; it's what I smoked. It's more like it.
Did you drink it? No, because that's something.
Adam,
That's not
how many times have we
that's
told you
drinking
about
bong water.
Guys, I just felt like freaking Gandalf. Okay.
Is the bong half empty or half full?
Well, me being
that
a realist,
is the question.
Me being a realist, it's half there.
Half there.
See, for me, it's a
There you go. That's a logical assessment.
For me, it's a technical aspect when they ask you is the glass half empty or half full. It's like if you're pouring water into it, it's half full because you're filling it up. But if you're drinking it, it's half empty because you're drinking it.
Holy shit! My mind has just been blown.
Okay.
But Adam, by the same logic, couldn't you say it's half H2O?
But, Bill, your mind survives all that.
If it was half H2O, then it would not be water because you need 2 oxygens to mix with.
No, Adam, I'm saying the glass is half.
I know.
Is half H2O.
I know.
Here's the thing. Your mind survived the whole wibbly wobbly, timey wimey Ghidorah conversation, but it got blown by water in a glass.
It got to a breaking point. So, because I survived that mind fuck, a little thing like that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
The science is sound.
The science is sound.
I am not sound.
It's like on
Andres.
It's like on a cartoon where you have like a big stack of heavy things and it doesn't give way until like a butterfly lands on the top of it.
Classic.
At the end of the day, everything comes back to the logic of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Andres, next news story.
All right. The next news story is something related to the upcoming Star Wars Episode 7, which is coming out in 2015, directed by J.J. Abrams. Now,
fuck it. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm actually excited about that. I think that's
why?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see the Wrath of Darth Mickey.
Guys, are you ready to join the dark side?
I'm gonna fuck those rebels up.
It's gonna be cool. No, it's gonna be cool.
Shit.
It's gonna be cool.
How many of you raped Star Trek? He raped Star Trek.
Yeah, but he's not gonna.
I gotta be honest with you guys, okay? I am not that into Star Trek, okay? Well, as much as you guys are. And from a
no, dude, I'm with you. I'm not that. I was never really into it at all.
And then there's because you guys are stupid. That's all I can say. People who aren't into Star Trek are.
Adam, that's.
Okay,
no, I'm not gonna stand for that.
I just want to say, okay? From a hardcore Star Trek fan's perspective, I love the last 2 Star Trek movies. Just putting it.
I enjoyed them as well. I like the second one a lot more, but I enjoyed them.
Those movies are shit.
You walked out of Into Darkness saying it was great.
And then I watched it again.
Okay. You're a Star Trek fan, so that's fair. But I'm not. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same here. So, going into it, so I think last week or the week before, there was a recent annual Disney convention called D23. Now, a lot of people were upset by the fact that there was no Star Wars news that came out of D23. They even themselves brought it up saying, oh, we'd love to talk about Star Wars, but we're not. Instead, here's some news about Thor 2 and Captain America 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy. But there has been this rumor that has been there's been a rumor that's been spreading throughout the internet where for Episode 7, they'll feature the reappearance of Emperor Palpatine as a Force ghost. The floor is yours.
What?
The floor is yours, guys. Emperor Palpatine possibly coming back as a Force ghost, just like how Yoda, Skywalker, and
now as somebody who knows a little bit about the expanded Star Wars universe, there is a precedent for this. In that sometimes Sith leave impressions of themselves on an object or something in the expanded universe, not like with the Jedi where they die and they become a ghost. It's more like it's more like a poltergeistery type thing that happens sometimes in the expanded universe. So there is a precedent for it.
They build their fucking new base on a fucking Sith burial ground.
Because they have these things called holocrons.
They're here.
They have these things called holocrons, and they can basically do with these things sort of like what Sauron does to the ring in Lord of the Rings, where they just sort of pour their personality into it. So if they do it that way, it actually makes perfect sense given the expanded universe. If he's just a Force ghost, just like Yoda is, then it makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, I mean, as someone who's not that big of a Star Wars fan either, I mean, I would be fine with both explanations. I'm just they have ghosts in this universe, so I'm cool with it.
From what I've
My
understood,
question is just, what's the point going to be in the plot? I mean,
I have a feeling that
is he going to be the main villain, or
I'm so broke.
maybe he's going to influence a new he's going to create a new apprentice, and then maybe his big plan is to somehow possess his body and still live and cheat death.
I just had an idea. What if the new Sith person is an unthawed Walt Disney?
Yes.
Oh my God! Yes, he just fucking walks in. You just see it's like a covered Sith Lord walking into the vault, and he just opens it up and he says, "Rise, Lord Disney."
He has an opening like Lord Zod, or sorry, not because I was thinking Lord Des, because I'm writing tremendously stupendous box cutters again. But he's like Zod, General Zod. He has an opening like General Zod on To Boldly Flee, where it's like this really epic moment where he steps through the doors and everything's all white and he just slowly emerges, and it's Walt Disney, and that is how episode 7 ends.
No, even better. If it ends like episode 3, where he's like, Lord Disney, rise. It's World War II. Did my master win? I am afraid he killed himself. No!
See, I'm not opposed to the idea as long as they get Ian McDermott, because he's awesome.
Yeah, totally.
From what I understand,
met him.
Did he
from
play?
what?
Yeah, he did. Never mind.
Yeah,
almost that dude. Almost.
he single-handedly, almost kind of sort of saves Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones to me, because it's building up to the performance he gives in Revenge of the Sith.
I don't think anything can really redeem those two movies. I think.
I mean, they're
Okay,
bad. They're bad. They're bad.
spiel.
Let me just say that. I don't have hate for them that most Star Wars fans do.
Let me give my spiel as to why I don't like any of the prequels.
Here's your soapbox. Hey, Adam. Here's your soapbox.
Oh, whatever. Okay, fine.
Hello?
I said I won't talk.
No. I was about to give you give you the spotlight.
Oh, I thought you said soapbox, and I thought you were going to wash my mouth out with it.
No,
Adam, do you not know what a soapbox is?
No. The common expression, I'm on a soapbox.
Yeah.
That means that you're speaking your mind.
Yeah, you're about to make this grand speech to a large audience.
No.
That's what this whole soapbox phrase means.
I don't know it.
Oh,
okay.
Well.
Here's
now
my
spiel.
Give your spiel. Come on. We're waiting.
And I cannot stand episode 3 because of it. The lightsaber duels are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
I can say that what made the duels in the first 3 Star Wars movies work was that they had weight to them. They had a lot of emotion behind them. And you can argue that the one in episode 3 has a lot of emotion behind it.
I would argue that point.
I understand that. But here's the major difference. They're flying around. They're weightless. There is a lot of CG. Half of their fight isn't even really them. It's all CG. And I'm like, that is what bugs me about episode 3 in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it loses that sense of weight. It completely lost that sense of basically, like, this is it. This is a real huge fight. Instead, we're seeing, like, a bunch of super fucking humans flying around all over the place, which, first off, how they aren't getting burnt to a crisp that close to lava is beyond me. But
there are shields.
Whatever. The heat on that would... never mind.
But there are shields. They show that.
That's a fair point, and that's one of the big problems I have with the prequels as well. The only thing
that to the point where so much of the CG takes the personality out of it.
The only reason that I watch the prequels ever, the only thing that I really, really enjoy, well, there's 2 reasons mainly. I like the political stuff that goes on.
And then Christopher,
you get better stuff.
You read my mind.
Christopher Lee was wasted.
You read my mind, Bill.
I'll agree with that too, because he's introduced and then he's killed. And I'm like,
yeah, that was a ripoff.
Huh.
He is really cool in Attack of the Clones when they introduce him, but then
Yeah, when he shows up when Obi-Wan is locked up, I like that scene a lot.
Least-
Don't like his scene in Revenge of the Sith. I really enjoy the rest of Revenge of the Sith. The acting is not great, but the script I do like.
At least they didn't have to do the thing that Lord of the Rings did and just like cut his death scene out of the third movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you get the extended cut.
Oh, that is my favorite. That is why that's my favorite version.
Oh yeah, me too. Even though it's like 6 hours, but
when you go to watch that,
so it's my work shift.
I saw that in theaters. I saw the extended cut in theaters. They played all 3 extended cuts. I missed school for it. They played all 3 of the extended cut Lord of the Rings movies before the midnight premiere of The Hobbit. And yeah, I stayed and watched all of them because I was like, what kind of Peter Jackson fan would I be if I didn't watch these?
I don't even watch the theatrical versions anymore. If I'm watching Lord of the Rings, I have to clear out my schedule. I got to make sure that I'm good to go.
Yeah. You got to make sure that you've taken like 3 shits. You got to clear out your bowels.
Bill, this is no laughing matter. This is very true. This is very true. You have to clean your slate completely if you're going to watch the extended cut to Lord of the Rings. Because you can't just watch one. You have to watch all 3.
I don't want to watch 6 hours of walking.
Because much like Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2, they are very much tightly interconnected to the point where I can't watch one without immediately going, okay, next one.
First off, Kill Bill is a wonderful piece of cinema. I always watch them as one movie. But...
Oh yeah, I don't even count them as 2 different movies.
Me neither. Though I have to ask though, Dylan, which one is your favorite one?
This is something I've thought a lot about, and it's really so neck and neck for me because the action sequences alone in Volume 1 are just so amazing.
They're beautiful.
But I got to give Volume 2 a lot of credit for not doing the obvious thing at the end. And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Volume 2 is my favorite one because of that. Oh my God.
I have still never seen them out of just sheer fear and trauma.
Oh no, those 2 movies are awesome. They're amazing.
I don't care. The titles caused me immense childhood trauma.
Oh!
Listen.
You don't understand. No, you guys don't understand.
You suck.
Listen.
You guys don't understand
the
shit that I went through as a child because of those fucking movies.
Bill, you have to look at it in context. Unless you're an international assassin who's played by David Carradine, you have nothing to worry about.
No, Dylan, that's not the thing. It's not a matter of should I worry. I had the shit kicked out of me when I was a child because of those fucking movies.
Bill, at least your name
isn't
Doug.
Yeah.
No, it's even worse because, you know what, at least he's just getting his name called. I got the shit beaten out of me. There was a game when I was in 2nd grade called Kill Bill. I got chased around the playground. I had to hide and shit. I felt like I was a fucking witch hunt.
Dude, you know what we need to do? We all need to, like, show up at your place and then, like, do what the bride does in Kill Bill and go after every single one of these guys who ever picked on you.
Oh, yeah, like,
my town would
slowly get bigger.
And we'll film it, and we'll show it out of order.
That's great.
The movie will start with like the second to last kill.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Instead of Kill Bill, it will be called Bill Kills.
Oh my God, that's genius.
I really hope that they don't make a volume 3. Because I'm like,
they've been in the talks for quite a while about it.
But I'm like,
I heard they were gonna.
Could you do it because you killed Bill?
Yeah,
but remember the little girl at the end. The little girl at the end of Volume 1, Tarantino, I think, mentioned something where it would be about her growing up, going after the bride.
But why?
They can't call
because she killed her mother.
Well, then they don't need to call it Kill Bill Volume 3. They need to call it Kill Beatrix or something.
Yeah, they need to. Well, first off, you can't say Beatrix because that is a swear according to that movie because it's always bleeped out. And then,
oh yeah, that's true. Until at the end, because the whole reason they bleep it out is because they don't want the audience to know what her name is until the end when Bill says it.
Right.
So it's like the Doctor in Doctor Who. We don't find out until the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, except the only difference is they don't go around in Doctor Who saying his name and just bleeping it out.
Oh
my God, that would be amazing. That would be fucking amazing.
Like the Master shows up and he's like, "Hey, beep, how you doing?"
Oh my god, that would be. Well, he wouldn't even know. Oh, he would know because they knew each other as kids. Ooh.
You know what's really funny? I hope Doctor Who's name is Tim. Just because.
You see, I made a joke about that where it was. I think his name's going to be Dr. Bob. See, but I know they're going to cop out because they do it in the show constantly because you see his name written in Gallifreyan all over his fucking TARDIS, and in Doctor Who they explain early on that the TARDIS has a psychological shield that allows you to read and speak any language. So when you look at a piece of alien writing, it translates it to your language. So by that logic, you should be able to look at Gallifreyan and read the Doctor's name until you get to season 6. And they're like, because Amy tries to do it, and River's like, no, you can't. And you're like, as a Doctor Who fan, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So that's my. Maybe they should do that in Kill Bill, where her name is written in some language.
Well, they've already told us her name, so that's no longer a
You
problem.
could pretend you don't know. Have some fucking imagination.
No, I can't.
Okay. So
anyway, Andres.
Yeah. Okay, next. Yes, Adam?
Is anybody else getting an echo?
It's probably on my end. Hang on.
Plug in some goddamn headphones.
Okay.
Try now.
All right. So the next story will be a 2-for-1, where it'll be related to Pokemon. Now, who among you guys are fans of the Pokemon franchise, or were at one point Pokemon fans?
Okay.
I was when I was a kid. I was into it as a kid.
Here is my story for how I got out of Pokemon. Because I collected them all, and then right after I did so, they brought out more.
Dylan was scarred as a child by the creators of Pokemon and the need to create a franchise.
And I was like, fuck this. And they do this like every year. They release like another generation. So at this point there's like, I don't know, over 1,000 Pokemon or something.
Do you guys remember the rap where they said all the Pokemon's names?
You could not do that.
Do they even fucking do that anymore?
You couldn't. It would
No,
take
they
10
never
hours.
did that after that. Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
And then they start going like Charizard, fucking
Charizard, Nidoran,
Firemon,
Mewtwo, Seaking, da-da-do, doo-doo. Yeah, I love hearing bits and pieces of the rap. Okay, well, personally for me, Adam, were you ever a Pokemon fan?
No.
Okay.
He says that so solemnly, like I was never into the thing you referred to as the Pokemon.
He sounds so proud.
I am so happy because I was the only fucking kid. You know what I was really into when I was a kid?
Digimon?
No.
Did it have the word
Okay.
Mon in it?
No.
Does it?
No.
Were you into Beyblades?
I was into Godzilla.
Well, I mean, so was everyone else here, but...
No.
You know,
like,
Adam, you have been designated as a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, just because of what you just said.
But because when I was a kid, when everyone was talking about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon and Zoid for some reason up here. Zoid was huge up here.
I remember that.
I did kind of like Zoid, but
I'm so glad you guys remember Zoid.
What?
I vaguely remember the name. I have no idea what it was about.
It's kind of like it's kind of like Gundams, except they're animals. So like giant, like there was this giant white like tiger thing.
No.
Zoid.
No, Zoid was like they were robots.
Oh, was it live action?
No,
it wasn't. It was anime.
With a series of models.
Oh wait, okay. I'm thinking it was something. There was something called Glitch.
I used to watch.
I remember. No. I think
for Zoid, I used to sneak up and stay up to watch it on Adult Swim because they played the original Japanese versions.
Oh, don't you mean Toonami?
No, I'm talking about Zoid.
No. I mean it was on. I think it was on Toonami,
Yeah.
which used to be Adult Swim once.
Toonami's not a show; it's a programming block.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the block.
Yeah, because what Adult Swim used to be was Toonami. That's where they used to play Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, all those different shows.
Yeah, Adult Swim. I know they still have Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm saying it used to be called Toonami.
Yeah.
And now it's not back.
Well, it used to be.
They're bringing it back.
It used to be two
It's
separate
been back
things.
for a year.
It used to be two
I
separate
don't
things.
know these things. I don't watch Cartoon Network anymore.
Dude, does this mean you haven't watched Adventure Time?
No.
Fuck Adventure Time.
Oh god,
Dude, you
yeah.
gotta watch Adventure Time.
This got brought up in either
Show's
the last live show I was in. Yeah, Adventure Time.
Yeah, we talked about Adventure and the regular show. I have a friend who's really obsessed with the regular show. I don't get it.
I like regular
Is he
show.
Yeti wearing clothes? I don't get it.
No, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to get it, but...
Yeah, don't be
Oh,
deceived.
okay,
Don't be deceived by the name. That show is not regular at all.
No. Okay. Before.
And Adventure Time looks very disturbing. So.
Yeah, it's like a Christmas present where it's like shiny on the outside, but once you peel back the layers, it's like this very disturbing looking thing that you want to look into it.
So it's JJ's jet plane.
Like fascinating. You want to learn more about it.
Adventure Time is basically it's basically JJ the jet plane.
Yeah, it's JJ's jet plane.
Yeah, so it's.
That's what it is.
So,
Does it have a dark origin involving plain mad scientists?
No, but there's
the
a dog. There's a dog that has Mr. Fantastic powers for some reason.
dude,
Because that's just as you do. The science is sound.
It does have a super dark origin. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. So I'm supposed to get into the article, but here's the thing: Adventure Time. It takes place. It's even though it's all happy and sunshine and weird little creatures, it's all a post-apocalyptic Earth. Humanity is wiped out by a nuclear war, and that's why the main character is the only human around.
Oh my god!
Yes, and they revisit.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he have like powers of some kind?
No, he's a regular human who was raised by a family of magical dogs, and that's why his brother Jake is a dog.
Oh my god! This is fucked up. I gotta watch this show.
See, what did they tell you? Okay, yeah, check out the later seasons because that's where they every once in a while, every so often they delve into the origin.
Because this happened with me with Doctor Who too. Because I was like, oh, I don't want to get into that because it's too popular and shit. And I finally actually sat down and watched it. And I'm like, oh, that's why this is popular because it's fucking amazing.
Okay, so, before I move on, Toonami. Okay, so here's the short story. Every April Fool's, Adult Swim will have a marathon of the movie The Room. Last year's April Fool's, instead of showing The Room, they showed classic Toonami with all the old shows, Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, the works. Then there was so much that was only for that one night. So everyone was so pumped for seeing Toonami back for that one night. They were twittering the hell out of Adult Swim to bring back Toonami, and so after a couple months later they eventually brought Toonami back. They brought back Steve Blum to do the voice of the host Tom. They made new animations since then, and they brought on a whole bunch of new shows, and it's currently on Saturday nights. So I think
are they showing Dragon Ball Z fucking uncut?
Oh,
please tell me
no, they're showing Naruto uncut.
Oh, fuck them!
Remember,
I can't stand DBZ Kai.
Remember, Nickelodeon has the rights to Dragon Ball Z. They've had it for like...
Yeah, and they shit them out of their ass.
Okay, so...
fuck, I'm just gonna say it now. Fuck Dragon Ball Z Kai up the ass.
I didn't mind it so much.
Oh, it's crap. I can't stand it. There are two things that Dragon Ball Z needs to work in my mind. It needs Bruce Faulkner's music and the filler. DBZ Kai has neither.
Okay, I think that's. Would you mind if I?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's alright, because this whole conversation would be really cool for like another time and day. Okay, so this is, like I said a while ago. This is a twofer where I have 2 bits of Pokemon news. So for Pokemon, there's the new Pokemon X version and Y version coming out in October for the Nintendo 3DS. A big announcement that a new mechanic that he introduced was the concept of Mega Evolutions. What Mega Evolutions is that I just gave you a link to that shows several of the revealed Mega Evolutions, where there's in the old Pokemon games there's an option to evolve your Pokemon through a special stone. If they carry the stone, then they would automatically evolve. Like, say you have a Pikachu, you give him a electric stone, a thunder stone, and Pikachu evolves into Raichu. Here, these are Pokemon where if they're given I think it's called like a Mega Stone or something, then they're able to evolve in the middle of battle into this new form. Now, whether or not it will remain in this new form, it has not been confirmed yet. But they've shown new Pokemon such as They first revealed Mega Mewtwo, who is supposedly showing up in the latest Pokemon movie. And since then, they've showed like Mega Lucario, Mega, I think, Ampharos, Mega Mawile, and they've shown a Mega Kangaskhan, where if you remember Kangaskhan had a baby in its pouch. The Mega form is where that baby comes out of that pouch and is like sort of like a teenage, kind of like an older form. And
that's fucking disgusting.
As a promotion, they for those who reserve Pokemon X or Y, they'll be given a Pokemon called a Torchic that will be holding a Mega Evolution, so that it'll be able to evolve into Mega Blaziken. I'm going to be looking. Yes.
You just totally sold to me. That's your geek.
Well, I didn't already show that already.
No.
Well, you have your Doctor Who's and your Star Treks. I have my giant robots and my Pokemans and whatever.
Actually, I just want to say this. Actually, this is the main reason why I interrupted you. Did you guys know that the person who scored Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla Tokyo SOS is a woman?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No. Makes sense, though.
I don't really see how gender would come into it.
I think that's awesome.
Anyway, Andres.
Okay, so did you receive the images for the Mega Evolutions?
Yes.
Okay, did you see the red one? The red Pokemon?
The second one to the right?
Let's see. I sent you two links. One that shows the majority of Mega Evolutions, and the second link shows the Mega Blaziken, which is...
Oh my god, it looks like a Chihuahua.
So these Mega Evolutions are going to basically work the same way that the Digivolutions worked in Digimon, is what I'm gathering?
I think they're going in a more like Dragon Ball Z sort of thing, where they,
So this is like Super Saiyan.
Exactly, yeah. Whether or not this is...
I'm in.
Whether or not this is permanent, I do not know. The other
bit of news this makes that joke in a bridge so much better, where Nappa thinks Chaozu is a Pokemon.
You have to damage it first. Right.
Okay, so the next bit of news I wanted to share was now this isn't a confirmed thing, but I forgot where this was at, but during this big Pokemon celebration, there was a new trailer for Pokemon X and Y, and at the very end they teased a new Pokemon game for the Wii U, and what some people believe to be a Pokemon fighting game. The bit of news that the small clip they showed were two Pokemon, Blaziken and Lucario, which are fighting type Pokemon. So there's the possibility of a new fighting game.
Wait, so the not to go off topic, but you said the next ones that are coming out are called X and Y?
Yes, X and Y for the 3DS.
So
are they like based on the chromosomes?
So they finally ran out of colors. I knew this day would come.
Dude, they already ran out of colors in the Game Boy Advance days. They started using jewels.
Yeah,
Game Boy days.
Was there ever a purple?
No, there was. Let's see, red, blue, and yellow.
Fucking missed opportunity.
They could have, because they have Gengar. They could have made him the thing on the box.
Yeah. But
the one who's the lazy one, the one who sleeps.
Oh, Snorlax.
He's not purple though.
Yeah, he could have been the main one.
He's not purple though.
Well, ever since
he could be purple, Dylan. You don't know.
Ever since Generation 2, they've been using legendary Pokemon for their covers.
Oh.
So let's see.
Is it like? Oh, are those like the birds from the 2000 movie? The ones that are like they're based on the elements, aren't they the legendary ones?
Let's see. They didn't use them, but they did use two other birds for Gold and Silver version. So yeah, there was.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Lugia freaked me out as a kid.
Really? I thought that was one of the cooler ones.
He's awesome, but I don't know, the mystique around him, it terrified me.
I see.
I think that's my favorite of all the movies, though, the second one.
I haven't gone back to see any of the movies recently, so I don't know. I
That's also nostalgia, though, because I saw that in theaters.
Oh, yeah, same here. I saw the first three in theaters.
Bill, I'm going to say something right now that's going to piss you off. This is how it works. Slowpoke is not purple. Trunks' hair is. See, you gotta...
No, see, Dylan,
Dude,
Trunks' hair is a color we like to refer to as silver here at the Sons of Serizawa podcast.
Bill, I am with you.
Dude, fuck yeah.
High five.
Dude, internet high five. Yes. Dylan, I have a fucking cohort now.
Congratulations, you have won. I have the majority of the internet.
The internet is for porn.
You are out. Yes, it is. But it also contains a smidgen of information every now and then.
Dude, Trunks' hair is fucking silver.
It is not.
Okay, let's not bring that whole argument into this.
No, because I you know what?
Yeah.
Adam's not a Dragon Ball Z fan. He has no preconceived biases with this.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, I'm going to show you an image. I want you just to tell me the color of the gentleman's hair, okay?
Okay.
Just tell me the general impression.
You're going to pick one of those images where it looks like his hair's silver because of the lights hitting it.
I'm going to pick your average Trunks. I'm going to pick Trunks as he is normally perceived in the world of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, may I see the link?
Yes, I have to find one that suits my needs.
I got it.
You have to find one that's...
No, it's
Oh, okay,
I
already
find one
thing.
All right, Adam, look at the picture that Andres just posted. I want you to tell me your general impressions of the gentleman's hair. What color it is.
Purple.
Yes.
I could have sworn that at one point in the English dub of the anime, Vegeta makes mention that of Trunks' silver hair, saying, like, how can he be a Super Saiyan? He doesn't even look like a Saiyan with that silver hair. I could have sworn.
I remember that
like
too.
That.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember that too.
No. You want to know why it'd be purple?
Why?
Because silver, if it's reflective enough, silver, if you're surrounded by an area that's blue, it makes it look purple.
Dude, explanation right there, Dylan.
Wait, but
there's a place
Bill,
I want you to put.
Bill, but you complained about me pulling outside information into the Godzilla
No,
Heisei continuity. But now that it suits you, you're going to say,
Here's the thing, Bill.
Because in this case,
Trunks is not always wearing blue, though. If you look at Kid Trunks, he is the majority of the time.
No. If you're up in the sky, everybody knows that the sky is blue.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like water. It's like if silver, what happens if you shine that blue, a certain type of blue on it, like a sky-colored blue on it, it makes it look purple. Only silver.
His hair is silver.
His hair's not silver.
I've always thought that maybe it's sort of like a shading thing, because I want to bring like another example in. Like, let's say take a look at something like a character like Batman, where sometimes he looks like his costume is black with blue highlight, blue shading, but maybe it's like blue with black shadings. I'm thinking like maybe.
Yeah, but that's always a difference in costume. You can't just change your hair color randomly.
No, I know.
You can if you're a Saiyan, Bill. You can make it blonde whenever you want.
Thing.
You have to see this fucking picture.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you draw your attention to this one, you can clearly see the gradient where the side of his face that the light is on, I will grant you, looks a little silvery. But as you get into the shadows,
this fucking picture, and the thing is, I love the movie. That it says you had one job in the movie Battle of Okinawa. I love that movie. It's so funny. You had one job.
Oh, that's genius. I'm posting that. Definitely posting that.
Oh, dude, I have several images like that I just found this afternoon.
Job.
We'll look those. Hang on, we'll look those up later. I don't want to do a lot of editing work, so leave those out.
Sure thing.
But Trunks' hair is silver. I have confirmation from two different parties. Dylan, you are wrong.
Okay. So I guess we're ready to move on then. I guess because
I would say. Well, hang on. To get back to Pokemon for just one sec.
Sure thing.
That show is the definition of inhumane.
Yes, because
they capture animals and force them to beat each other up to near death.
Hey,
well,
I guess it's sort of like more of a sportsmanship sort of thing, I guess. Because I guess the Pokemon are sort of into it.
Are dog fights legal?
No, but dogs are not as intelligent as Pokemon.
Pokemon are not real.
In the show, in that universe.
Exactly. That's why it is not inhumane, because Pokemon are not real.
No. When you said inhumane, I thought you were referring to the fact that they were... See, when you said Pokemon was inhumane, I thought you were mentioning go ahead and mention the fact that the show is like constantly repeating the same story every season.
No, I mean, it's not humane that they force animals to beat the shit out of each other, and they transport them by containing them in tiny balls.
You know, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if you want, you can go off and join Pet P, People for the Ethical Treatment of Pokemon, but...
Oh yeah, Team Plasma! I think that's what they're called. They're like the PETA of the Pokemon universe.
Oh, I'm joining them. I'm with them. I don't care if they're the villains or not. That's my boys. They're my boys. We're gonna go out and we're gonna stop these monsters.
They're your boys.
Okay, so yeah, Pokemon X and Y Mega Evolutions possible Pokemon fighting game. If any of you are in the audience are interested in what my favorite Pokemon are, number 3, Tyranitar. Number 2, Feraligatr. Number 1, Charizard, of course.
Can I tell a brief anecdote if you guys don't mind before I
I have no
derail?
idea what you guys are talking about.
Hang on, Adam. This
Google,
will make perfect sense.
Google Feraligatr, okay, and see why I like him.
Oh. No.
Because he looks like Godzilla.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me just say this. Pokemon ruined my life.
Why was there a character called Bill? Oh yeah, there was. There was a character named Bill.
Hang on. It ruined my life because the only thing I ever wanted to do with my life when I was a child was get a Charizard card.
Oh, you're one of them.
All I wanted to do. I bought thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards, desperately seeking Charizard. I am now 18 years old and will turn 19 in 3 months. I still have not gotten a Charizard card. My life is meaningless.
Okay.
Dude, there's a thing called eBay, you know?
You see, I'm to the point though where I've kind of accepted that my life is meaningless and I failed my childhood self, so I've just kind of accepted it, but
I'm gonna hop on over to Amazon and see how much you can get one for, Bill.
I'm good. It's okay. I'll live with my meaningless life. Just
let
me just say this for Childhood Bill. Childhood Bill, I'm sorry I let you down. I'm just sorry. I let you down.
Like, I'm still gonna do it just because out of my own curiosity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for those of you wondering, I just sent a link for Alligator and Tyranitar. If you're curious.
I will judge you for them.
Okay, so the next bit of news.
Bill, if you got $40, you can fulfill your childhood ambitions.
No, $40 is not worth
what
fulfilling.
The hell?
There's also a less fancy one for $15.
20. That's stretching it.
I'm not selling $15.
Okay, so the next bit of news has to do with the most.
Hey, don't cut me off. All right, go ahead.
Like the are aware of or enjoy the 3 major monster cereals that come out every Halloween: Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry.
They still make Boo Berry?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they still make all 3.
Yeah, they still make all 3.
There used to be a mummy one and a werewolf one too, and they dropped those years ago.
Yes, that was.
How do you sell a werewolf one, man? Just an animal running around killing people.
I forget what it was called.
They called it Fruit Brute.
Food Brute? Well, the mummy one was like Yummy Mummy or something.
Yeah.
Wait, they're releasing a new one?
Guess what? They're bringing them back. This year
what?
they are bringing Fruity Yummy Mummy and Fruit Brute back from the dead.
Yes, I love those cereals.
Is Fruit Brute the werewolf one?
Fruit Brute is the werewolf. There's the articles.
Oh, I'm buying that. I don't care if it's shit, I'm buying it.
There's the image. There, check it out.
Guys, we're doing a special podcast about these cereals.
Yeah.
That's our Halloween. Guys, this is our Halloween special.
Yes.
Well, actually, I'm kind of planning our Halloween special right now. It's going to be something better than this, but on one of the October editions of the SOS podcast, I will force us all to get those little tiny boxes of these cereals, and we'll taste test them on air.
Oh, and they even misspelled fruit. How cute.
Wait. I gotta ask. Are we gonna do this live?
Which one?
Are we gonna do any of these live?
The taste testing?
No. The taste testing one, no. I wanted to do a commentary, and I was thinking of doing it live, but it's not going to work because it's just going to be a pain in the ass to get everyone's movie to line up, and then we'd have to have headphones involved, so no, we're not doing it live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, the reason we couldn't do this particular one on a live show, eating on camera is never a good idea.
No, not at all.
Yeah, this is totally good. Yeah, this is totally what it's going to sound like.
But we could have totally sophisticated conversations.
Bill.
Well, I like it, but it has this weird sort of tangy aftertaste. Do you guys get that? And then
you're
be
spitting all over the fucking camera. There's like fucking shit everywhere.
It wouldn't sound like that. It would sound like I'm wearing this weird thing after.
So you sound like Sean Connery. That's
no, I sound like James Stewart. Oh, you see, Marble. I mean, you just gotta. Oh.
You will leave that man alone.
Jimmy Stewart is awesome. I'm a big It's a Wonderful Life fan.
I mean, me.
Oh,
and...
really? That's like the one movie I'm just like, nah, I don't really like him in it.
Really?
I don't really like that
No.
movie. I just think it's to me it's just overrated. I mean, I can tell you what though, like if I'm in a really shitty mood, I do watch that movie. But
of course, it's the best. It's one of the best feel-good movies.
It's that movie, or believe it or not, but the original Miracle on 34th Street.
That's a good movie too.
The original Miracle on 34th Street.
I do like It's a Wonderful Life more, but
if I might just say something about the article itself, the guy that wrote this, Greg Bensinger, is a bad writer, and here's why. He did not do his research. Clearly, if you direct your attention to the Fruit Brute box, they spell fruit F-R-U-T-E on the box. Then if you direct your attention to the article, it says that they are reviving Fruit Brute, but he spells it F-R-U-I-T.
That asshole.
The science is not sound with that one.
No, the science is not sound.
Grammar is not sound with it either. I will say that.
The consistency is not sound.
Oh, God. No, don't say consistency, please.
Why does the Mummy one have a castle? Shouldn't he have like a tomb or a coffin?
He should, yes, but for some reason everybody just associates Halloween monsters with castles. Here's the thing, though. It looks like the same castle that's on every box, so I guess it's just Count Chocula's castle, and they all sort of hang out there.
Wait, you guys. I just want to ask, how long were you guys talking before I joined?
Like 10 minutes? No, not less.
Well, it was
like
a little
5,
more,
5 minutes?
Oh. No, it was more like 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
You guys really? Oh, I thought you guys were like talking for like an hour.
No.
No.
We're almost 2 hours in, so we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up basically as soon as Andres' news is done.
Okay.
Andres, how many more do we have to go?
Oh, okay. Oh man, I have 4 stories, but I guess I'll just
pick two more. Pick
okay.
the 2 best ones.
Okay. Well,
in future episodes we might want to establish like a set number that we do.
Okay.
No, we'll do as many as we can.
It's a pilot. It's a pilot. You've seen the pilot episode of Star Trek TOS.
I have.
You've seen all the fucking mistakes that are in that.
It's also terrible.
It is. Okay. It is. It's rather stupid.
Okay, I'll just briefly go over this one article about the new 2014 Godzilla. It's not major news. It's just like a little tidbit right there. Okay. So as you know, there has not been a Godzilla 2014 trailer yet, despite the fact that one was in development since 2012. The reason why is because they were planning on using the quotations. I forgot. What was the name of that one person who was in
Robert Oppenheimer.
Right.
Yeah.
They made a trailer that was centered around his audio, which was reportedly heard in the teaser from the 2012 Comic-Con teaser. They ran into a bit of copyright with that audio, and that was the reason why we have not seen that trailer from.
They did. Does YouTube own this audio? Is that what's happening here?
Dylan, internet high five.
And
wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Isn't that audio public domain because it was said on public news?
I thought it would be, but I mean, it's been used in so much.
But it's like that's like saying the Bible is copyrighted because
actually,
okay, that's too extreme. That's like saying, that's like saying the only thing we have to fear is fear itself is copyrighted. It's not. Marvel did a huge event 2 years ago, which was based on that.
That's the world
so,
we live in.
If it's based, if it's said on public news in a public platform, how is it not public domain?
I honestly don't know.
Because
wow, Robert Oppenheimer's family. Wow.
I know why. Because this is something that I've come to accept recently. Copyright law is fucked.
Indeed.
Okay, so
well, I mean, that's been since the dawn of time. I mean, if you look back at when the original Alien came out, there are some fucked up copyright things going on over there.
Look at Never Say Never Again.
Oh, that too.
Okay, so we're ready to move on to the this one. This one's a big one. This is the one that everyone's been talking about for this past week. I bet you all know what it is.
The Captain Planet movie.
No, we'll get into that very soon. Of course, the news is Ben Affleck is the new Batman for the upcoming Superman Batman movie.
Wait, let me just start off. Twitter, go fuck yourself. And it has nothing to do with the news itself. I had my Twitter feed bombarded with Batfleck tweets.
Batfleck.
Okay, I actually have an opinion on this.
As do I. But, Andres, do you want to read the actual highlights of whatever you have pulled, or should we just talk about the general concept?
We can talk about the general concept because there's not really much to this article or any other article other than the fact that this is the guy who is chosen to play the Caped Crusader.
Adam, go ahead. Since I know you're not a big comic book guy, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
I hate Ben Affleck as an actor.
You hate Ben Affleck as an actor?
Yeah.
Why?
I hate his, like, he has sort of the same issue I have with Russell Crowe. Ben Affleck, he's like, if I make it sound like I don't care, it'd make everybody else sound like they do care. And Russell Crowe does that a lot. The only exception I remember with Ben Affleck, with me not saying that, was his last movie, which was Argo.
Argo
was really good.
Argo, fuck yourself. No.
Argo, fuck yourself. I just thought John Goodman's portrayal of John Chambers was spot on, by the way. But I don't like Ben Affleck. I mean, he's a good director, but I don't like his acting. And
I think the science is sound here.
Oh, you agree with me?
No. I actually disagree. I think the science of casting him as Batman is sound.
Oh, well, fuck that shit.
No, I think that it makes perfect sense. I think that
I'm not going to watch it because I couldn't stand Man of Steel, so I'm not going to go see this movie either. I mean,
fair enough, but just separating it from Superman, I think the science is sound here. He looks like Bruce Wayne. That's the first thing. I do like his acting. He is not. And let me just say this: he is not what's wrong with the Daredevil movie. There is so much other stuff wrong there. He is not the problem.
I haven't even seen Daredevil, so you can't even yell at me for that. I haven't even.
No, I mean no. I'm not saying that. I'm speaking more to Twitter because, god damn, fuck you, Twitter. But I think that he's gonna kill it. I mean, he might not be the best Batman ever, but I think he will do a very good job. I think he's got Bruce Wayne down. I think he's got the suave millionaire tortured thing down. And I think he can pull off Batman. I think it's a good call. I honestly think the science is sound. My only question is, like, because Ben Affleck is not, I mean, he's a younger guy, but he's not Henry Cavill's age. I believe he's at least 5 years older, if not older.
Early reports
Someone speak.
Early reports have been stating that they were intentionally looking for an older actor to play Batman because I guess this movie.
I know because I know they're going for a much more Dark Knight Returns relationship between the two characters, which I'm all for. I'm all for them starting. I'm actually reading currently Greg Pak's run on Batman Superman, and if they go for something like that, I'm all for it. Where they start out kind of being on opposite sides of the fence, which makes sense with the ending of Man of Steel, and then going into the obvious team up, and then would hopefully build into Justice League. So I think that Ben Affleck can do that because he is older than Henry Cavill is. And from what I've heard, we're going to get a Batman who is at least, and this might even be too short, is at least 2 years into his career as Batman.
Oh yeah, I guess
so we're not getting origin stuff.
Right, I guess they're setting him up as sort of like the antagonist in this movie. So yeah, what better way to have an antagonist?
Well, I mean, they also cast Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor, so.
Oh, never mind. That's awesome.
I mean, that's amazing. I tweeted this the other day. I said, Bryan Cranston is not only going to run from Godzilla, but also battle Superman. Life is amazing. I think that both of those casting choices are fucking brilliant. Bryan Cranston's going to kill it as Lex, and I think Ben Affleck is going to do good as Batman.
Now here's a question: do you think that he'll still retain the beard? Do you want
Ben
to
Affleck?
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to see a bearded Batman?
No, I already saw a mock-up of what he's going to look like in the cowl, and it looks like Batman.
We don't need bearded Batman.
No, we kind of do, because that would be amazing.
Since
The Adventures of Bearded Batman.
Since I have yet to speak about Batfleck,
yeah, go ahead, dude. I'm interested to hear your opinion.
My opinion is that I have no opinion. I am choosing to reserve judgment just because I'm kind of on the fence about the whole thing. Ben Affleck, it just depends on what he's in. I find he's sort of hit and miss for me. My only concern, and this is something you brought up the other day when we were talking, Bill, is that like him or love him or hate him, Ben Affleck is a pretty big name, and he's going to be in a movie with Henry Cavill, and I feel like him being Batman might overshadow Superman, who is supposed to be the antagonist of the movie.
Or the protagonist, you mean?
Yeah, protagonist, sorry.
But I mean, based on that point, he's bigger than anything in that movie, because Ben Affleck is an established actor-director.
Actually, to counter what Dylan just said, my favorite biblical epic of all time is the greatest story ever told, which is the story of Jesus. And that movie was full of huge actors. John Wayne, Charlton Heston. Basically, anyone who was anyone in Hollywood was in that movie. And the guy who played Jesus was a man named Max von Sydow.
Holy shit.
And Max von Sydow was a nobody at that time. And you'd think that all the other people who were in the movie, who were huge stars, instantly recognizable if you're aware of the time period, which I am. So instantly recognizable. Telly Savalas is in the movie too. But Max von Sydow totally steals the show.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm just saying that that's a concern that I have going into this.
Well, not even just on Henry Cavill's standpoint, but the property itself. I mean, Ben Affleck, again, established himself separately from any movie studio and any franchise. He's kind of his own thing now.
And once again, Adam has talked about a movie in which nobody has any idea about. So.
No, I mean, no, it was a good example, and thank you for calling back to that. But I mean, it's like the dude. I'm shocked he said yes. I mean, he already did a superhero movie, and it didn't pan out well. I'm all for it. I think he's going to do great.
Well, to be fair, superhero movies are a lot bigger now than they were when he made Daredevil. Just to be fair, like at that point, they were just sort of starting to get big.
I'll agree to that, but I mean, I'm not looking at the superhero genre. I'm looking at him in his success in the past few years. He's become a very popular director and actor to some people in the serious category. So, to agree to be in a major franchise is just, I was very surprised at that. When I first heard that, I was like, that's not true. Because they threw out so many other rumors about who was going to be Batman and Man of Steel 2. They were like,
I still like, the only thing that I'm really loving about this is the new Matt Damon meme.
Oh, the Matt Damon as Robin, yeah. But I mean, here's the thing: anyone in Hollywood was being suggested to play Batman. Josh Brolin, John Hamm, the kid from Glee.
I heard a lot of people saying the guy from Dredd.
Yeah, I just blanked out on his name right now.
Yeah. Also, the kid from Teen Wolf was supposed to be Batman.
Oh God.
It's like everyone who is anyone was supposedly going to play Batman, and then they pick someone who no one ever thought in a million years was going to be Batman.
That could have been fun.
And I think it's a good. I'm with Dylan. I'm like, give the guy a shot. You know, what's to lose? They're going to do another Batman franchise anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Ben Affleck does with it. I personally think that I'm more optimistic about it.
Yeah, because I'm not worried about the Batman franchise at all. It survived Batman and
No.
Robin.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. They're not. If it's a massive failure, which I don't think it will be, they're doing it in a Superman movie. So theoretically, they could just write Batman out of that universe if it's really bad, and then they could just do a separate Batman universe, and they wouldn't even have to worry about Batfleck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Consider that.
they're not going to want to do that just because they're trying to set up like a Justice League thing, but they definitely could. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I don't want them to do that either. But if it's a massive failure, which again I don't think it will be, but if it is, you could so easily amend it. So I don't get this thing where it's like people think it's going to be the end of the world if he doesn't do a good job. Batman will live on.
Oh my God, Bill, I just found a picture and you have to put it in the video.
Okay.
It's great. Hold on.
All right. I'm waiting to be impressed, Dylan.
Now, here's the thing I don't understand. Like, there's so much hate against Ben Affleck as Batman, and the things that they keep bringing up are the movies that he made in the past, like Pearl Harbor, Daredevil, Geely, or however the hell you pronounce that title.
My fucking God.
Geely. Okay,
Oh, man,
I just have to.
D is silent.
Bad.
I just have to say, those movies, that was 10 years ago. Okay, Ben Affleck has improved a lot since then, in my opinion. And hopefully Argo, that was a movie that he starred in and directed and got an Oscar for. And I feel like, if that's not enough to prove that you're worthy of being Batman, I don't know what is.
Well, let me throw this out there to that point. The dude just won an Oscar for Best Director and Best Picture.
Yes.
If he decides that it's a good call to be Batman, that says to me, guy knows what he's doing, because that's a weird choice to make after winning an Oscar. It's cool, but it's weird.
Yeah.
So if he's doing that, he's either lost his mind or he's got something good up his sleeve. So I'm all for it. I can't wait to see it.
Did they decide on a director for the movie?
Yes.
It's going to be Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
Fuck
Zack
that shit.
Snyder
Yeah,
again.
I'm definitely not going to see it. I'm never going to support Zack Snyder again. But
Mm-hmm.
Because of Man of Steel, or were you mad at Zack Snyder before that?
I got mad at Zack Snyder with Sucker Punch.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I didn't
here.
see that because I was like,
I've
beautiful women destroying Nazis, awesome. It's not my thing.
No, they weren't
But
Nazis. They
but
were
it-
World War I soldiers. They were
Oh,
World War
weird.
I
No, it's not even that. It's just like three random imaginations that have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, all the action.
Granted, the director's cut's a little better, but it's still pretty bad.
All of the action scenes are actually like dream sequences, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's a dream
Yes.
sequence. All three were like there's the robot dream sequence, the Nazi zombie dream sequence, the futuristic robots on a train dream sequence, the giant statue of samurai statues. All four dream sequences are within another dream sequence. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's like
it's
Inception times 12.
It's Inception, except it doesn't make sense and it's not interesting.
Much less coherent.
And I, oh my god, fucking Man of Steel just pretty much hit. It pretty much put the final nail in the coffin.
I still think that's a good ass movie.
For me, like when it comes to my opinion on Zack Snyder, I really enjoyed his remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Oh my god, his remake. That was his first movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. Oh, go on.
I mean, I still think the original George Romero one blows that version out of the water, but I really enjoyed Dawn of the Dead, and Watchmen was genius.
Yes, I loved
Watchmen.
That was the one that made me like forever love Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Well, that's still, to me, I was like, this guy can do great comic book stuff.
That was the movie that I was like, that man is a good director. And then he made Sucker Punch, and I was like, what happened here? And
I think what happened.
No. And then he made Legend of the Guardian.
Oh, I saw that. It was.
And I didn't like that either. I was like, what the?
It's a movie about owls. How good can it be?
I thought it was good, if a little forgettable and generic, but it was okay, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, he made that. Oh god, that was shit too. And then all of a sudden he made Man of Steel.
I guess like when you look at Legend of the Guardians and Sucker Punch, those were movies where I guess those were original stories that he was trying to tell, as opposed to remakes and adaptations, which he was doing before.
I didn't really like 300. I didn't.
Oh yes, I feel like 300. I know a lot of people like to make like so many gay jokes about 300, but I feel like 300 is like the ultimate man's movie. If you just want like a movie with just like manly man going into
manly
battle.
man with painted six packs.
Manly men fighting non-real CGI elephants. This is the manliest man that man can get. Man.
Featuring the manliest man with the
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn.
They didn't see 300 Rise of an Empire is not what they should do. They need to do 300 Man.
Oh, you know what? You want to know what's really pissing me off about Legendary Pictures right now?
What?
47 Rowan.
What happened?
47 Rowan.
That one movie with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
What about that movie?
I don't know what
They're completely raping that great story.
Oh, I wasn't aware that it was I wasn't aware that it was an adaptation.
47 Rowan.
I don't even know what that is.
47 Rowan actually happened. What happened was it's been told several times in Japanese cinema, but Akira Ifukube scored one of them. But the story is about this warlord that becomes extremely corrupt, but what he thinks he's doing is right, and so he won't back down. And he orders one of the head samurai to commit seppuku, which is honorable suicide. And what happens is the 47 Rowan are caught, or his 47 bodyguards, 47 Rowan, are caught between, do they do what's honorable and defend their leader and allow this man to commit seppuku, or do they do what they feel is right, which is not necessarily the honorable thing to do, and kill the warlord, or kill that leader. And it's a great story. It's a great story. And all of a sudden I see what they have going on with fucking Keanu Reeves, who's not even Japanese.
I think he's like a bit Japanese. He's about as Japanese as Johnny Depp is Native American.
Right. Tonto!
And we know how well that turned out. So.
Jump on it!
Jump on it! Oh god, I watched that opening like 600 times.
Check out for those of you listening, check out my review for The Lone Ranger to check out that reference.
Oh my god!
I did not see that movie out of fear of
so bad.
You put the Sugar Hill Gang song Apache on it?
Yes.
That is genius.
Awesome.
The science
Indeed it was.
Anyway, so...
La ciencia es muy sound. That is how you say science, isn't it? I haven't taken Spanish.
Yeah,
it's ciencia, yeah.
Yeah. I don't hear it that often.
Anyway, boys.
Yeah.
Boys, you guys got anything else to add about anything that has been said here?
Other than you guys need to check out Cock.
Dude, we still have one more story. Sorry.
All right, what is it?
It's a big one. Okay, yeah. Sony Pictures is in negotiation. Sony Pictures is in negotiations for creating a Captain Planet movie.
Fuck that shit.
I'm gonna go see it.
Did they?
Just because you guys ever watch Trainwreck? You just can't take your eyes away.
Oh
did
yeah.
Did they cast?
Gotta do it.
Did they cast Don Cheadle?
I hope
they better
so.
cast Don Cheadle
Of Captain Planet.
No. You guys don't realize it's just Ted Turner.
Captain
Ted Turner plays
Planet.
everybody in the movie.
Ted
Turner plays literally everybody in the movie.
I wonder if they're gonna try and play it straight, because that's not gonna work at
Of
all.
course they are. You see, here's the thing. You gotta look at the last movie that Sony Pictures put out. It's a movie called Smurfs 2.
Yeah.
That's probably how Captain Planet's gonna look like.
That movie made me go back to church. That movie did. I was like, really? This is that? Oh.
You had to repent
I
for
just
watching it.
ignored it because I'm just like, high commercialism, and I walked away. And I'm just like, that's how it's going to be. It's going to try to be hip, it's going to try to be cool, it's going to try to be funny, it's going to fail at all three of those things.
Yeah.
All it's going to be is it's going to be dated and boring. That's what Captain Planet the movie's going to be.
Now, here's the thing that I
That's
don't
what
understand.
Captain Planet was anyway.
Right.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. So obviously, like, whenever a movie studio tries to adapt a franchise from the past, they're trying to advertise it, market it towards the people who grew up with said franchise. For people who, for the Transformers movies, they advertised it to people who grew up with Transformers in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. For same thing with G.I. Joe or Batman or Superman. But for something like Captain Planet, that was made in the 90s, but as you can tell, I can tell from all three of your reactions, none of us really care all that much for are even remotely nostalgic for Captain Planet. So who is this movie going to be marketed to, if not the people who came up with it in the first place? Because certainly people today don't know what it is.
They're going to have to go for the kill on who's going to be. They're going to have to go for the kill and just market it to kids, because those are the only people who are going to be interested in seeing a silver man flying around trying to save the planet.
But at that point, they might as well make their own franchise instead of making it an adaptation, because what's the point of making an adaptation if the people who knew the source material are not going to watch it?
Because it's a name, and it's a name people will recognize, and people just like me who are they'll go see it to see how the train wreck is, and their reactions will, and the overall success of whether or not it's consistent at the box office will determine whether or not it's a success or not, and whether or not we get a franchise out of it.
Because
I'm with you, Andres, but Andres, I'm with you. It's like, this is a character who was made to do a PSA. And to try to make a story out of it, you better have... It can't be anything except just ironic based on how stupid it is.
This is
That's
the reason.
Only way it could succeed.
This is the reason.
And if it does that,
this is the reason they don't try to make a movie out of Smokey the Bear, where he goes around
and
preventing.
They tried Yogi, and we all know how that turned out.
I didn't actually see Yogi Bear.
I watched 5 minutes and I was like,
piece of shit.
Yep.
Oh my god.
The problem with adapting Captain Planet is that nobody has that positive nostalgia for Captain Planet. I doubt.
Yeah.
Planet. People, did they grow up with Captain Planet? Sure, I remember it. It was on. I would watch it every now and then if there was nothing else on, and just be completely brain dead throughout the entire experience. But nobody really...
I've never seen a full episode of Captain Planet.
I'm like you, Dylan. I watched the series a lot for some reason.
Nobody woke up in the morning and said, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go watch some Captain Planet. That was not how it worked. It was like, oh, there's nothing else.
The only way they can do it good is if they do it like the Don Cheadle sketch and do him as a villain, and just have him going on a rampage.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Here's what
Captain Planet
Robot
as
Chicken...
an eco-terrorist is genius.
Here's what Robot Chicken did. Okay, so they did 2 skits. One where Ted Turner paints himself blue and starts killing people, and then thinking that he's Captain Planet. The other one was that the Planeteers themselves become...
Oh man, if Captain Planet turns out being that sketch just put into a movie, I will totally go and see it.
Oh, I'll go see it. If it's one of those ironically bad movies, I'll go see it.
The other sketch that Robot Chicken made was that the Planeteers, they figured that the source of all pollution is from the government themselves. So the Planeteers all become eco-terrorists, and Captain Planet is totally not in it. It's like, hey guys, we're not going to go against the government, are we? So they all steal Captain Planet's powers, use it to take on the government, and are easily killed.
I bet. I mean, there are a bunch of kids in shorts with firepower.
Don't forget heart.
One of them doesn't even have firepower. He just has heart.
This is fucking heart.
That's a terrible. That's a terrible power.
Kindness.
That's a terrible power when you make somebody's superpower the thing that people never want to hear from their coach. Like, oh, he's got a lot of heart. Here's the thing: are they going to adapt a specific episode of the show?
It's probably going to be an origin story.
Because if so, they should clearly do the one where Captain Planet talked about AIDS.
And that would be socially relevant too, so it would work. Let me ask you guys this: it's like, how do you guys think there's any chance that this will actually get made and be put in theaters? Because I don't think it will.
Well, if there's already an Underdog movie, I think anything's possible.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Underdog was popular for a series of years. There is a generation now making movies who was fans of it. You don't have that with Captain Planet. Captain Planet was on for a certain amount of time, and then it ended.
Right.
Underdog was something that went on and was done in reruns. You don't have that with Captain Planet.
And people do have
I don't think this movie is actually going to get made. I guarantee that it'll be shut down
and
because no one wants to see it.
People actually do have the positive nostalgia that I was talking about for Underdog. Not so with Captain Planet. And honestly, if Captain Planet gets made, I'm going to be a little mad because Hollywood failed to give us a Thundercats movie that they were talking about a few years ago, but now we got Captain Planet. Like, really?
Hey, just be glad we were never given that Eddie Murphy Hong Kong Phooey movie that never got.
I saw that test footage and I almost cut myself.
No.
I was like, oh.
Hey, look at me! I'm Eddie Murphy. Look at me! I'm acting all funny and all acting crazy.
And then he starts like drinking out of a toilet bowl, and it's supposed to be funny. It's not. But guys, it's we're 2.5 hours in, and
okay. I just have one thing to sort of pimp myself out with, and it's really quick. If you guys haven't checked out my other music video channel, Music Vids Forever, check that out, and make sure to watch my latest music video, which is for Godzilla vs. Destroyer. I am so proud of that video, and no one's watching it, and I'm like,
it's awesome. It has my seal of approval.
Go check it out. Go subscribe to Music Vids Forever. That's with an H. Other things to pimp out, DBZ movie reviews, episode 5 is up now, episode 6 should be up as well, and episode 7 actually should be up now as well based on when this will go up, so check those out. Dylan put a lot of work into them, and I really enjoyed doing them, so go check them out if you're a DBZ fan, or if you're curious. Those are up.
Stay after the credits.
And apparently stay after the credits. I don't know what this is supposed to mean yet, so I'm really excited.
People who have actually seen one of the movies that we reviewed will get a kick out of it.
Oh, I know what it is now. Okay. Anyway, so go check out the DBZ movie reviews. Go check out Adam's channel for updates on Compound of Chaos. Go subscribe to Kaiju Noir's channel for some Kaiju movie reviews. He just posted a new episode on Polgarasi, is it called?
Polgasari. Yeah.
What is it?
Polgasari? Polgasari, yeah.
Go check that out. The dude's an amazing Kaiju movie reviewer. Deserves your attention.
There is an announcement I would like to make that I've been waiting for this moment to make that announcement. It is my friend Pete and I, we do reviews on the latest movies that come out in theaters, like The Lone Ranger, and
hilarious.
And we were in the talks. This has been something that we've been planning for a long time now, and we were finally decided to create our very own podcast series, simply titled Kaiju's Corner. I was thinking of calling it Kaiju Noir's Corner, but I thought Kaiju's Corner sounded much more catchier. Unlike the Sons of Serizawa, which is very loosely structured around free-form conversations, the Kaiju's Corner is each episode will be based on a single topic. Now, for the first 3 episodes, we'll be giving a personal retrospective look on certain video game consoles that have recently been replaced by the next generation of consoles. So this first episode we will be covering the Nintendo Wii. So hopefully you guys will look forward to that.
Go check out that podcast. I'm sure
it actually sounds really interesting. I'll go to check that out.
So definitely go check out Kaiju Noir's channel. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to Super DM64's channel for Kaiju Spotlight.
Don't know when that's coming, by the way.
But it's gonna happen. It's gonna fucking happen.
Oh, I forgot.
And look out for more stuff from the Zazubaar Film Productions crew in the future and the Sons of Serizawa in the future. But anyway, I think that's gonna about do it for the Sons of Serizawa podcast episode 3. I'm Bill Worster, aka Zazubaar.
Is it me that's next?
Well, I mean, if David's not here,
then yeah, it's me. So I'm Adam Noyce.
I'm Super DM64.
And I'm Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
One of these days...
And I promise you, we will eventually get that right.
One of these days, we will get this, you guys. Like.
And of course, as always, the science is sound.
Indeed.